Raw Comedy Podcast.
Welcome to the Raw Comedy Podcast. Brought to you by Bangkok's weekly open mic and home for stand-up comedy.
Hey!
Chris just got off his job at Foot Locker.
Hey, what's up, guys? Stop. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Raw Comedy Podcast. Chris here. Justin, Lex, Rick. What's up, boys? Thanks for coming.
Thanks for getting out of your job at Foot Locker.
Thanks for looking like manager. Thank you. Thanks for looking like Babe Ruth.
Leave that in. It's a good one.
Thanks
for looking like a rolling a Limp Biscuit.
And thanks for looking like Lou Gehrig. And thanks for looking like Lou Gehrig disease. All right, perfect.
I'm like pre-disease.
Yeah, this is the before and after.
Right.
For Lou Gehrig. All right. That was,
I love how for sure.
How did that fall flat with
for
you guys?
sure, because you planned. You were gonna make fun of the fact that I'm wearing a baseball jersey.
I did.
Yeah. But then Lex jumped in and said, "Thanks for leaving your job at Foot Locker."
Yeah, I did.
And it just preempted whatever bullshit you were gonna
Thanks
say.
for closing the pawn shop early today, Lex. You fucking great guy. What's up, guys?
So how was the last week for you guys? Dog shit.
Awful, bro. Shit, Rick.
Yeah.
Why are you even asking?
I don't know. Dude. Yeah, lockdown again is amazing.
He's a nice guy and he cares. He's
Yo,
a good friend.
I broke up with my girlfriend 3 times this week.
This
3
week?
times. I think.
Did you? How many times did she break up with you?
Well, all of them.
Okay, so she started every break. Okay,
But
nice.
you just said I broke up with my girlfriend.
Well, then I finally broke up with her. Yeah.
So she broke up with you,
3
then
times.
you convinced her to take
No,
you
it's
back,
not-
and then you broke up with her.
No,
3 times.
She just came back, and then I convinced her to leave me.
Nice.
What
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because whenever you break up with a girl, she makes you feel like an asshole.
Yes.
But then when she breaks up with you, there's no way to do it. Because when she breaks up with you, she makes you feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
No, dude, I've only been dumped, rejected a million times, and whatever. But I've only been dumped by an actual girlfriend once, twice.
By the same one?
3 times.
3 times. But the one that did it like a genius, she went and fucking cheated on me, and then I kind of found out, and I was mad, and then she made me feel like it was all my fault.
Of course.
It was.
Sure.
It was your fault.
Yeah, because I was just hanging out with the boys and so she just needed somebody to pay attention to her, and I felt bad, and then she left the room, and I was like, wait a minute.
This room still smells like other guy's dick.
Yeah, what the fuck, Jesse?
She's a real ass. Fuck you, Jess.
Yeah, but then the thing is, the following year, this was a tree play. Oh God, we shouldn't be talking about these things. Anyway, the following year, she went and cheated on the guy that she cheated on with on another guy, and then the following year, she did the same thing to that guy.
Yeah, so she's a cheater.
And are you friends with all of these guys? Are you
All of them,
make a
yeah.
club?
And then we had a little club,
She's scared of confrontation.
the Stephanie's,
And
we'll call
loves
her
dick.
X
Right.
Club. Yeah.
Girls think they're the
That's
shit,
your brothers.
but,
Yeah. And we're like, oh, she's got great tits though.
yeah, right. Like guys,
And did
guys
she-
don't stay mad. Guys are
No,
like,
of course
But
not.
did she blame it the
what
same
is
way on
happening?
each of them?
No, it was different every time
Oh, nice.
because she's strategic.
Oh.
Stephanie.
She just want to establish a pattern.
Well, they're good like that. You ever notice, you ask a girl how many times she's fucked somebody, and it's always 1/3 of, because they have women have an ability to say, that
That's
didn't
from-
count.
That's from American
They
Pie.
just should say that didn't count. Is
Right.
that a bit? Is that really?
I think it is.
They did that.
Yeah, I'm not that smart enough to
Well,
rule
it's
of
the rule of 3. Dudes always
Multiply.
by 3. Women always divide
Right.
by 3. But I think what
I
Lex,
actually multiply by 6.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm way.
So-
But you know that if you multiply...
so you're at 12, right?
I'm like, yeah.
Any number multiplied by 0 is going to stay 0. So you can multiply by 6, 8, 12. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No, I'm pretty certain Chris has a lot more sex than any of us could even imagine he could have.
Thank you.
Yeah, just
1 or 2 times. And
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like, amazing.
infinity more.
Yeah.
I miss having sex with
People.
just random with people with
Yeah.
people.
With living things. Yeah.
I miss having sex with
Animate objects.
people. Yeah, dude. People are nice.
I miss puppets.
Yeah.
You're bored of the cats and.
Do you miss having
No,
sex
but
with
it was
your
just
dogs?
it was just exciting. Cause like, ooh, I wonder if I'm gonna get laid today, and like, ooh, interesting.
No,
Like when you're a single dude and you're out there, it's just like, bro, it's just like a movie, dude. It's like your life is like a porno.
I was a
movie.
single dude
Your life
for a
is-
bunch of years,
your life-
and none of that expectation
Oh,
was on
bro.
the horizon.
Oh, dude, you
It's just
gotta-
like, oh yeah, whatever. Oh, maybe tonight I'm gonna jerk off. It's like, what the- it's pretty predictable.
fuck-
But you always go out with the expectation.
You had to make your own adventure.
it could
bro.
happen.
That's how. Yeah, exactly.
I've lived in both
Not
those
you gotta,
worlds.
you gotta take those
I've lived
risks.
in those worlds where I thought, oh, which way am I going to jerk off today?
With
and
women.
then I manned up. It started to make,
Wait, you would fantasize about how you were going to jerk off later.
Oh, yeah. You ever hit that?
And then you get a boner from it.
You ever fuck a girl just for the memory so you could jerk off to it later? That's not my bit.
Do you ever, when you're fucking a girl, think about some other girl that you fucked? Because this
Anyone in a
one's not working out so
we've
well.
all been in relationships. I mean, we're all guilty of that.
Yeah.
It's not.
But yeah, man. Oh, you shitting me? That's fucking. Yeah, dude. But you know what's crazy? Like I think about like fucking, and I'm like, that just sounds exhausting. Just like going out there and like putting the work in to get laid again. But like,
Oh, let me tell them.
you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, this is like, dude, I gotta go through the whole. Hey, what's up? I'm like, cause I'm doing this on a dating app, right? Because I'm lazy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to meet people in real
That's
life.
a lot of work.
Right, it is. It's like, oh, I gotta look at my phone and give you attention. That's fucking exhausting, actually.
And they never give you an in either. Like, they always go,
And it's
any girl that ever messages you, it'll be, hi.
right.
Now you be funny or interesting.
Right, but it's also like, oh, fucking, they want like, yo, meet me up for coffee. It's like, man, like if you like me, if you think I'm, if you want to smash, dude, like why are you making me do this extra shit? Like fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm already.
Why can't they just be the whores that I want to treat them like, huh? Why can't I just fuck them and kick them out the door?
Dickory dock. Hey, I don't
No,
know.
I've been
Can't buy
trying
this
to.
girl a latte.
No, but like I'm tired of buying bitches fucking latte. I'm tired. I'm run out of money. Run out of latte money. These bitches thirsty. These bitches think too much.
You never have the latte
literally
money?
Bitches love lattes.
Bitches love fucking.
Chris's girls
tea,
are
bro.
literally
And it's,
thirsty.
it's like, will you please just come out and spend 45 baht on me? I was like, no, just like why? Like just come.
I paid
like,
for the fucking taxi. Just take your clothes and
No,
go.
but it's silly. It's like, yo, we're all adults, and if you're attracted to someone, and like, you know, they're cool, and you're cool, like, then what the fuck? Then just fucking
but they
fast
wanna-
forward.
Some people long for a thing called companionship,
Yeah,
not
yes.
just boning.
But it's nice. We find like,
It's like,
you know what's funny? Like
Sure.
most girls I've met, at least, they're like, most girls I've successfully been with.
Yeah, so-
as opposed to unsuccessfully been with.
Yeah, but
And I don't-
do-
that's what I meant.
But you have to understand that most of the girls that you have been successful with,
Right.
you can profile them into a type of lady that are all probably similar.
That's not true.
So the girls that you're not successful with, it's for a reason.
That's true.
You didn't pay them.
Well, what I'm saying is, they match my effort. You know what I mean? Every girl that I've had a fun relationship with, they match my energy and my
Yes.
effort. And it's like, oh, they don't expect too much from me, and I don't expect too much from them, and now we can have this peace among us.
But you still disappoint them.
Yeah, and they let me fuck with no condom though. That's the big one. That's like the most important. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
No,
You're
I'm
not
kidding.
joking at all.
Yeah, I'm totally kidding. I wear condoms.
But you know, it's not a bad point because that's literally the best thing in the world. I mean, that's
What?
why we're on Earth, in my viewpoint,
Just to fuck with no condoms.
to just put a seed in the belly. You know,
Right. Well,
and
yeah,
everything else is story we're telling ourselves.
Dude, everything else is like window dressing. It's
Yeah.
all just to put seeds in bellies.
Yeah.
You know,
Even doing this podcast is some weird roundabout. Like,
Right.
we're all kind of thinking this
What
is
if
going to
this-
get us laid.
this gets me laid?
I
Somehow.
think it's the only thing it's gonna get me so far, I think, is seeds in my butthole.
well, that's
From
If the night goes well.
yeah, from
Well,
Justin.
well.
I know Justin's gonna be too drunk to fuck you, dude. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna have to think about some hotter dude that I fucked. Yeah, that time I fucked Antoine. Or whatever.
Lex was telling
He's
me.
pretty hot.
All right, you guys are so French. That's why. Gay.
What was I telling you?
You're telling me the other day that the biological reason dudes come too quick is because they're betas and they're programmed to hurry up and come in and fuck the females while the alpha's not there, so they got to be quick and sneaky.
Oh, that's why I
Right.
come.
So if you ever bust a nut too quick, it's because you descend from millions of years of just beta males, bro.
No, it's
That's
because
what it
you're
is.
not taking care of yourself. You're not being healthy. You're getting like you're out of shape and fat.
How does that make you?
I didn't say I do this. When the fuck did I say I have this problem? I never said that
It was
shit.
when I was talking to you last time. I was like, that's why the conversation.
That's why we were talking. Oh fuck.
Being out of shape.
That's not
Being
true.
out of shape would make you come slower, wouldn't it?
No,
For me, it does. Like
it makes a woman come slower and it make a guy come faster.
sure, but I mean, like once you get past that point of no return, like if you make it past that, 2-minute range, then it's kind of you can just go as long as you want. You can kind of do it on command.
Yeah, but these fat guys, and I'm talking as a former really fat guy, where you'll not.
I always forget I had just a former fat guy. Lex Morales.
I am still fat.
No, he said formerly really fat.
Really fat guy. Dude.
And I think it's like it's because you're out of shape. So think about it. You can't run as far. Your body's not used to the endurance. So it's like, let me get this nut off quick before you fucking have a
Before
heart
I get
attack.
tired, yeah.
Yeah, before you
But
get tired and you get that nut
so,
off.
okay, can I ask, like, how big were you at your maximum girth?
293 pounds.
Maximum
He's not
girth.
talking. No, he means your dick.
Maximum
Yeah,
girth.
girth of the
girth.
belly. I don't know, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
No.
Well, your dick is smaller when you're fatter too.
Right, that's right.
It's like I think it's for every 20 pounds there's an inch or some shit.
But that's
Something
like
like
it's an optical thing, right? It's not actually smaller.
No,
What do you mean optical? So it's like
just
an
looks
illusion.
smaller.
So my dick's not small.
No,
It's
you
just an
got-
illusion.
You got fat on the pubic bone. Fat on the pubic bone.
Right. So it absorbs
your
a bunch
dick-
of your dick.
wait,
your
so-
your
So I
dick
have to
is still
push
under
really
there.
far
Oh,
past the
right,
fat and just I wasn't ever that real fat, but yeah,
You know what they said? Because
you get bone to. You ever fuck somebody bone to bone? You're just
Yeah.
banging bones.
Sucks.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Story of my
Well,
life.
that happened to me once. That was when I was 12 and my uncle was raping me.
Yeah.
So no, but
No, when I give it to
Have
Rick,
you
I
ever
get-
knocked on a door?
yeah.
That's how I have sex.
except no one's home though. Except no one answers the door. I don't know. Sorry.
all
Dumb
right.
joke.
So
Yeah, but like you know what's awesome though when you both have like a little bit of fat and you just make that like fucking the perfect. It makes the perfect like acoustic like the clapping sound that
Sure.
reverberates
It's a
throughout.
rhythm to get behind.
It's like,
Like, all right, we know what. Yeah.
but you only need
pussy.
you don't need to be fat for that.
No.
You could just have Herbie.
Yeah, you just have balls. Like,
You have
that's what balls are for.
balls.
Yeah.
But he's a half a
Just
second.
to
With
clap
Justin's
your
balls,
balls.
it's a half a second past.
No, my-
There's the young ball clapper.
My balls are like a
little delay, there's a little
pendulum,
delay.
so they come up and like whack her in the belly if I'm going too hard. So sometimes I have to like hold them.
How long
You
are
have to
your
hold your
balls?
balls.
Pretty long, like
But
old
don't
man
they
balls.
retract
Hold
when you
your
have a
balls.
boner?
Yeah, usually, but then sometimes if I've been going for a bit, they'll elongate again. Especially if it's hot out
Wait,
too, you know.
back up though. You said you had to hold your balls during sex.
Yeah. Otherwise, they slap on her belly and it hurts.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, it's just true.
It's great. It's great.
It's just
What
and
kind
then
of-
they come back
what
and
kind
hit
of
me in the
what
ass.
kind of
and
silly man are you?
Yeah,
You're
it's
like,
ridiculous.
like
He's
Dr.
like in
Seuss when you fuck.
1930s cartoon
Yeah,
porn.
when you fuck.
You know those pornographic cartoons? And you see these balls switch
Yeah,
around.
that's what it's like.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're not getting any shorter. Like,
No, they're only gonna get longer.
Balls, dude.
When
Is
you were
it-
in Canada, were they normal? And then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
got-
'cause
because it's colder.
in the summer they get long, but in the winter
They
they're
come
always
out
pretty
of the
tight.
hibernation.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one thing.
Just lower, like.
I miss that about Canada.
Yeah.
It's just
Tight ball.
just the tight sack. Yeah, it's great.
Kind of sick.
And a shorter penis, I would assume.
It doesn't. If it gets hard, it's the same size. I don't care what it looks like when it's flaccid.
I mean, it's not.
I don't care what it looks like when dudes see it. Actually, that's not true. You want it to look. You want it to look.
You know what?
okay.
You know what's crazy? Because like you know this rumor that Asian dudes have tiny dicks, right? You've all heard this.
It's not a rumor.
You know this popular rumor that's gone out of control
Yeah, what
about
about it?
Asian dudes having small dicks. Nah, but like scientifically they say here's what I think, and I think maybe this
So
is
you mean
backed by
that
science.
Asians have a lot of fat on their pubic bone?
No, but back in the day, like, so in cold weather, so when you're cold, right, like, your shit needs to be shorter and stubbier and, you know, more towards your body so it can preserve energy and you won't lose anything to cold, right?
Okay, what's the
Nothing
point?
will freeze off. So that means, like, the Asians, they got, like, really cold and then their dicks literally, like, shriveled up, dude, right? And then, that's why Asian dudes have small dicks. But then you have like a dude like
Vikings
like
don't
white
have
dudes.
small dicks.
Right? And I'm like, well, that's not true because what about Vikings and shit?
Yeah.
Why do they get such? Why do they have hogs? Why does a Viking? And it's cool because I have DNA from both
So
pools.
so it evens
whatever,
out
bro.
to slightly below average.
So you got a very short hog.
So I got a short ass hog.
But it's like Coke can thick.
It's weird.
No, but maybe they have hogs because it also protects against the cold to have a huge layer of meat.
Yeah.
Like you can put it in, or you can have very like layers
Right.
and layers of protection.
Well, I think it's just because all and just Asian chicks like they used to just like really tiny ass dicks, so that was just in style for like a million.
So it
years.
was selected for.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think that's the only way
It was a
became
trendy thing.
Right. I know. Lex, you got a small dick, bro. What's your opinion? Sorry, I had to bring you in there. Fucking I don't know. Hey, y'all
I've just been thinking this whole time, if Chris has straight pubic hair, does he have that straight Asian pubic hair?
Like his actual hair.
Yeah.
No, it's
Like
not.
his
It's
face
tough.
looks a lot like his dick and balls.
looks like
the
a
same
vagina.
hair.
Looks like my vagina. Actually, that's what my pussy. That's
got
what my
a little
pussy looks
ponytail.
like, dude.
Does your hair flap when you're banging?
I get fucked. Yeah, dude. Totally. My nut hair is very my pubic hair is very it's sparse and wispy. And it looks similar to this. It's
like-
not it's much rougher. Like you touch this and then you're like, "Oh, wow." And you touch
But it's not
my
curly.
pubes and it's like it's wiry. I have wiry Asian pubes. Like yeah.
Are you the one that's leaving pubes all over like the urinals
Yeah.
and the toilet seats and shit? You
Where?
notice that in this country, there's always
Yeah.
at least
That's
one
what I
pube.
do in my off time.
So you just go around being the
Everywhere.
pube
I go to
fairy.
every public bathroom. I leave one low pubic hair, one wiry Asian puby on the fucking urinal, right there, or sometimes on the diaper changing station as well. Yo, dude, the diaper changing station. That's actually like the perfect place to eat a baby. If you think about it, it's like, dude, yo, this would be the perfect place to just fucking eat a baby, dude. Seriously. Right?
Yeah.
It just comes down. There's even like a picture of a koala baby on there. Like, oh, this is where you must eat babies, dude. Like, this is the
And
place.
you just dump the rest of it, whatever you're going to eat.
And then when you're done, you
Throw it
just
in the toilet.
flush it down the toilet, bro. It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Can't wait till I'm a dad.
So you can eat your baby.
I was, yeah. Yeah, so I can eat my baby. Yo, my wife would be so mad. Oh, she'd be-
You're assuming you're gonna have a baby
she'd
with
be
a wife.
pissed.
How would
Yeah.
you explain that to her?
I got hungry. Fuck it, you wouldn't make dinner.
He's just
so
gone.
fuck
I
it.
don't know where he is.
You blame it on her?
I blame it on her,
You
but
heard
fuck it,
yeah,
you
yeah.
said. You know what you said?
You didn't cook me dinner.
You said you weren't
Yeah,
gonna
make
cook.
her feel
gaslighting
guilty about
motherfucker.
it. What was I supposed to eat?
Yeah, you're being a bitch this morning, so fuck it.
I was mad at you.
I was mad. I was mad.
It's okay. We can make it.
I'd say it was delicious. How could you blame me?
She'd be like, "Babe, you ate the baby without me? What the fuck?" That's hopefully.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? I don't know if you saw me talk about this earlier, but
No.
the two Cambodian dudes that make huts in the jungle and shit. They make like wood and stick and they make mud and stick huts in the jungle. Primitive tools.
Primitive technologies on,
Something like that.
on YouTube.
It's two little Asian dudes, and they
I
build
seen that
little.
because there was this white Australian dude doing that shit in the bush first, and it's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And then some Cambodian guys started doing it,
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
just more brown about doing it.
Yeah.
And
that
they
was interesting.
make like crazy mansion like things, right?
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
They made like a water slide once or some shit.
But you know what's crazy? Someone asked me the other day, like, "Hey, where can I rape two Cambodian dudes?" And I'm like, "Oh, actually, if you go in the jungle, you'll see. If you go in the jungle, you'll see there's two Cambodian dudes just making videos, and all they have on them are a bunch of primitive tools and shit. And they're actually building the perfect place to rape someone in the jungle.
Yeah.
coming.
Laugh! Laugh, damn it! No, I was joking.
Why your
That was
setup?
the
Like,
worst.
yo, I was
that
hanging out, and
forced?
some guy just asked me, like, yo, where can I rape 2 Cambodian dudes?
Yeah.
Wait, was it
Yeah,
a
dude,
true
just
story?
Why,
The joke is backwards.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a setup for a
No,
joke.
honestly, it just sounded like you want to rape people.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make
And
that
also,
a
those
joke.
guys would be hard to rape.
Yeah.
I
They
would-
got tools. They got primitive tools. That's enough to defend yourself. They're strong too. They've been building mud huts in the
I would
jungle.
also,
Yeah, they're-
if you're
they're
gonna
a
rape
victim.
someone, would you go through the trouble of going to the jungle
Yeah.
for it?
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty inconvenient place to rape
Besides, you could
someone.
probably just buy 2 Cambodian guys to rape
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Yeah, but then it's not really
Sounds
rape.
like they're really hard to
Pretty
find.
It's not really rape though.
No, I'm saying you could buy. I bet you in Cambodia it's so fucked up you could literally just get some guys to like grab 2 guys for you.
Oh, like kidnapping. Yeah.
You don't have to pay them for sexual favors. You can literally probably
Jesus.
buy slaves in Cambodia, I would bet.
Yeah, no, you can for sure.
You can probably do it in, well, you don't have to go to Cambodia.
I'm not happy about it,
But
and I know I wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying it's possible.
It is possible.
Probably
Anything's-
the guy that
anything's
Chris was
possible.
talking to would
Yeah.
do it.
Anything's possible
Yeah,
in Cambodia. I was actually talking to Justin about that. That's what he was talking. I was talking to Justin. He asked me that. No, you weren't. I was looking at the comments of the video though. I was watching one of their videos. It was amazing, and I was looking at the comments, and this chick. I'm totally just hitting you with like material right now. I'm just trying material out. Anyway, I saw a comment, and there was this chick, and she was like, "These guys are fucking hot. I would totally let them have sex with me."
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah, I know. I swear to God, that's what it said. And I'm like, really? Is that what you want, lady? She's like, yeah, fuck me in your little mud hut. Fuck me in your little bamboo hut.
I mean, these are guys that are
fuck me in the
able
ass with a piece of
to
bamboo
survive
in
in the
your
jungle. They're able to make mud huts with primitive tools.
Right.
So they're showcasing their alpha maleness. They're showcasing the fact that they can survive in a harsh situation. They're showing manliness.
Yeah.
Right.
So some girl or some person who's attracted to those people, like
You might
there's some
Yeah.
strength. It's a display of
And you
strength.
burn popcorn in a microwave.
Yeah.
That's not true.
There's a guy.
I make perfect popcorn.
There's a guy. This Thai dude living. I don't know if it's Phuket. It's one of the islands down south, and he's known as like the like Casanova caveman. Have you heard of this dude?
Yeah, I've seen
He's like this skinny dude. He's not like jacked or anything, but he's just like skinny, and he's got dreadlocks, and he's got this cave that he lives in, and he's got. It's not like a baller cave or anything, but he's just like
It's a nice cave.
Yeah.
As
and-
caves go.
As caves go, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
not like a baller crib, but there's some stuff in there,
Stuff.
and he's just known, like tourists like literally go find him so that he'll fuck them, and
I don't know.
and he just fucks mad just white girls that
See, I've heard
come
that,
here to,
but I feel like that's exaggerated. I feel like he fucked like one loud white chick.
and she just told
And she
everybody.
just said, "Oh my god, I fucked this weird cave guy and caveman in
No,
Thailand."
No, and then he
This-
got more and more and more.
But no, this
Maybe
also
he's
exists
writing the
in.
blog.
But how
Sorry.
much? But how much pussy does he need to get for you to be like, "Oh, he gets so much pussy"? You know what I mean? Because for me, it would be like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, but women go
One
on
pussy.
vacation.
I'd be like,
One-
wow,
this-
one
one
just
pussy,
once.
that's-
This exists
I
in
should go live
Spain
in a
as well.
cave.
Yeah.
In Spain, in Ibiza, in Ibiza,
Ibiza?
Ibiza?
there's caves, and there's hippies that used to live in the caves, and there's people that go to the caves for tourism, and there's mad sex
Yeah,
in the
sex
caves.
tourism, bro. You think like women?
There's something about those caves.
Women go on vacation to get dick down as well.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Like I was reading this thing that's like it's like off the coast Africa in Kenya, I think. Is that even a coastal country?
Yeah, it is.
Like all these women from Europe, these like gross kind of older women, just go there and then get young dudes as like fuck buddies, and then they just buy them shit, and then like that's what those dudes live off. They're like
Yeah, good for
actual gigolos.
In
that.
the 90s, one of the cousins of my grandma moved to Kenya.
To get fucked a lot.
She had she bought some.
She
like,
built a plantation
huge
of young,
place,
sweaty
and then
Kenyan
she had
dudes.
people taking care of her, and she had the time of her life.
Is she still around?
I
by
don't know, I
by
don't
taking
know.
care of her,
Sexually,
like sexually. right?
obviously.
It's been assumed, yes.
That's pretty gnarly, dude. So this is your grandma's cousin?
I think so, yeah. But my grandma's not around anymore, so I can't ask her.
So would that make her your great aunt?
I guess, yeah.
Dude, she's getting pooned down in fucking
Kenya, bro.
Kenya,
Yeah.
dude.
They got long dicks
Totally, they got to.
Why? What do they got to?
They just have to, bro. I don't know.
But why is it that certain populations have bigger dicks than others? Like, there's got to be some selection things. Like Chris was saying that it's because of the cold. It can't really be
but
that.
That wasn't real. He also
might
tried
be.
to say scientists were involved in that decision.
Yeah.
Scientists said,
Scientists
well, I was
said-
thinking. Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's like a chicken or the egg thing. Like, it's like when the women have fat asses, the dudes have longer dicks.
Well, let's think about this. If you live in a place where you don't need to exert a ton of energy to survive, then your body has time to, put that energy in things like growing you a fat ass hog and fucking, making not changing your skin color. Like, I'm taking, like, the Asians are like, all right, I gotta walk through the cold. I gotta change your skin color. I gotta because the climate change.
I'm pretty sure out of all the Asians, Mongolians probably have the biggest dicks, and they're the only cold Asians.
Dude, you know what's weird? They're the only ones with, like...
Although the Japanese
with
get
beards.
pretty cold.
Well, the Koreans get cold and the North Chinese get pretty cold.
Yeah.
I think the Asians should just fight over who's got the smallest and who's got the biggest dicks. They should just, amongst themselves, and establish a hierarchy.
Maybe it's about maybe it has some evolutionary thing about
We have
how
biggest dicks.
the need to ensure fertilization. So one thing can be speed and the other thing can be depth.
There might be a fact.
Do you think a
all
smaller
those
cock makes you
factors.
come quicker? Because, like, if you have a tiny dick, blowjobs must feel amazing.
If you got a
You
tiny
get the
ass
whole.
dick.
You can watch a porn with those dudes like those Mandingo guys. His dick's like 14 inches, and he can only get about a quarter of it in the girl's
Sure,
pussy.
sure.
It's like that must not feel that good. And then the girl's
Yeah, it's gotta
sucking
be-
it;
yeah,
she
it's
can
gotta be
barely get
terrible.
the head in.
My friend had a monstrous dick that we used to, Mike Cabral, and it was just one of those things where literally when he pulled his dick out he'd bend to get, he'd have to reach down to get it. That's how his motion was. I was like, serious. One time I finally got to see it, and it was like,
One time, after years of
Finally.
biggest,
and he flipped it out, and he just flipped it on, and you know how, like, when I'm peeing, I'm just holding it like this.
Like a piece of like a piece of bread.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do it. Yeah, exactly. And he's like this, and it's just hanging over, and he's like, yeah, and I'm like, that just looks uncomfortable. And he said, yeah, sometimes it sucks because you can't use it all.
Yeah.
And he said the best part about it was just the sheer fear it instilled in some people.
Yeah.
You know,
and other dudes especially.
But to actually put it in or get a good blowjob, I've never had one.
Yeah.
You know?
I like how you use the word finally. Like after
I
years
finally
of
got
being
to
his
see
friend, I finally got to see his penis.
Yeah, sure. It was like a mystery story. Like, we didn't know. Like, people would talk about it, and we're like,
It's like
is it really that big? And so funny too, because he never thought it was a big deal. But one time,
Yo, you got a huge cock.
they were having a house party, and I was like, I had my friends say
house
like
party.
that I had he was like, oh, Lex's dick is almost as big as Mike's, which is not. I'm like hung like an infant.
Right.
But he said that, and Mike got like, you could see he was always like, oh, it's not a big deal, not a big deal. But then when he heard that I
Challenge.
might have, he was like, all right, let's go. And he literally like brought me into the bathroom. I was like, dude, I got nothing. I was like,
And did you actually compare dicks?
no, I just told him. I was like, dude, I got.
And then he was.
It looks right now it's running away from you because it knows how big your dick is. So, and I was like, but can you just help
you
a
show
brother
me?
out? And no, I didn't want to see his dick. I think I might have already seen it, but he was saying that he thought I had a big dick. So then when he left, he was nice enough to be like, yeah, dude, nice dick. And then later we sucked each other off. It's so ridiculous when you're young
Fucking
how much it matters.
New
But
Yorkers.
the same thing applies to tall people.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
You wanna
walking down
see
the
each other's
street
dick?
or I'm at a party or anywhere there's somebody else who's tall, you're
Yeah.
always like standing up straighter. Like at some point you catch the other guy staring at you and you're like, you stand up a bit more straight.
It's
And
reptile
you're like,
shit.
hey, like it's just like you compete naturally. It's
I
fine.
guess I would have that with you too, but I'd be like, I bet you got a bigger dick than him. Actually, you know what? Rick's the type of guy who, like, low key would have just a fat
mouth.
Spanish cock.
Fat Spanish
This
cock.
Iberian Peninsula of a cock.
Like the
Like,
uncircumcised part is
and
longer
you
than
know-
my entire
It's all
dick.
long
And
uncircumcised.
he's got this much skin on the end of it, and there's that much
It's
before
like
it.
a reservoir.
It's like a piece of spicy
And the thing
salami.
with him, like, so he's a Spaniard.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he's got very light skin, but guaranteed his dick is just
Mauve.
dark. Yeah, mauve. yeah.
No, actually,
Yeah,
well,
you
And he's got a
I don't
bush.
know,
He's got a
I
bush
don't
that
know.
looks like Captain Hook's hair.
well,
Yeah.
it's slightly darker than the rest of my body, but not obscenely dark. I have some friends
Obscenely
that
dark.
have it like they have like a black guy's penis shade,
Right, and they're like,
and they're
Yeah.
brown
black.
skin.
That's
But
good.
it's really
That's
dark.
how I prove I'm Puerto Rican.
They got
because
fucking.
you got a brown dick.
It looks like my dick got caught in a doorknob and just like got slammed. Just a little
Right.
more purple than anything else on me.
Right. When you're not
I'm
100%
more or
white,
less consistent in my.
you probably got a little
My dick
North
is
African
the same color as the rest of me. It's not a different color.
That's uncomfortably
like, have you
pink.
ever-
That's uncomfortably pink.
Like, have you ever seen a
pretty pink
like
dick.
have you ever seen like a pink puppy?
I don't want to see that. Thing.
Although my balls are purple.
on the one side.
No,
On both.
The whole scrot. It's just deep purple, bro.
You know what's weird when
That
sometimes
purple.
when sometimes chicks are like light skin, right? And then
Their
their
pussies are-
vaginals like gray, like grayish,
Yeah.
right? Or like kind of like like gray.
Discolored.
It's because
What's
it's
the
in
color?
between brown and pink. It's that.
Oh, it's like trying to pick one.
Yeah, you ever
It's
try
trying
to
to pick one.
paint? You ever try
That's
to paint
strange.
a nice sunset? How hard it is to mix those colors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How,
women
you think
also.
God is easier painting a labia, a beautiful labia like that? You know?
That makes sense.
Cut him some slack, man. It's a beautiful black.
Have you ever seen a
I
nipple?
wasn't talking about black chicks. I'm talking about chicks.
Have you ever seen a
White
nipple
chicks.
that's in between? Because
yeah, you just-
I've only ever seen brown or pink. I've never seen like a in between.
Like a caramel,
Yeah, I don't know,
like
like
a caramel
like
colored,
Yeah, I've seen thousands. Yes.
of nipples.
like a pink nipple.
Yeah, I mean, in Spain at the beach, back then it was normal to do topless in summer. Now it's gone a bit more conservative. But
Interesting.
in the 80s, 90s, it was all day long.
Nipple colored nipple.
And in Spain, that we have all shades of skin, like from very white to pretty dark.
Right.
And the
'Cause you got
nipples
that-
go in the whole range.
And
as
the
well.
all the colors of the rainbow.
You got
Yeah.
that.
And then
jihad
you're
blood.
there with your black dick, just rock hard.
You got that Umayyad Caliphate blood.
Well, my
fucking
dick is in the
skin
sand in a
color.
hole that I have dug in. Where I can just comfortably lay on my belly. That's what it is.
When I was a kid, I think I was still in high school, and I dipped out of school once. I was living by the beach, and I went to a nude beach because I just wanted to go experience that. But then also I was
You wanna go-
scared to-
I just
Well,
wanted
I
to
didn't
see
wanna
some
go with
tits.
somebody.
I wanted to go jerk
No,
off.
I wanted to go naked. I wanted to get naked too because I had already seen the tits. Me and my friend were at the beach, and we were like bodyboarding, and the current just pushed us down, and then all of a sudden we see people volleyballing with titties out, and we're like, what's going on? It's like, this is awesome. And then we just started seeing dick everywhere too, and we're like, this
That's
is
awesome.
It sounds
this
like
is
a.
less awesome.
But that's the price you pay.
It sounds like
Yeah,
a.
Like
it's
worth
the
it.
price you pay. And I wanted I wanted sun on my dick.
Yeah.
I realized that it's so weird that we don't get to have there's
We don't get to tan our dicks.
yeah, you don't ever have sun on your dick.
Was-
I had cold air on my dick and never had sun on my dick.
Was
Did you go in the water? Because
Yeah.
I have an
Yeah, I think
irrational fear of being in water without any protection around my dick.
Oh no, I
It's
love
great,
it.
your dick
It's
floats.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it floats anyway. Like, it's
Yeah,
not like
no,
you're wearing a
but-
Speedo.
but
But
it's-
it's
Are you
just,
afraid, like,
it's just
it's-
the idea that if a fish comes, there's a layer
Yeah.
protecting me.
Oh,
So
you
you
don't
want
want
some sun on your dick.
Oh, but I wear a condom.
Oh, are you?
At all times.
Yeah, all the time.
Protection.
I was like, are you afraid a fish is gonna suck your dick and you're gonna come too fast? Like, is that what you're afraid of, dude?
I'm afraid of getting bit.
Yeah. A fish
It's
doesn't want to
irrational.
bite your dick. There's like, dude, it's the ocean.
And I'm afraid
bro.
of jellyfish as well.
On your
Jellyfish-
dick.
Yeah, but
Well,
jellyfish.
yeah, specifically on my dick.
Dude,
Sure.
jellyfish don't have teeth. That would probably feel pretty good, actually. It's like jelly.
Have you been stung
sting,
by
though.
it? Have you been stung by jellyfish?
I've been stung by jellyfish.
I have.
Not on your
No,
dick,
no.
though. You
No,
know?
because I had protection. That's
But
my
if
whole point.
jellyfish weren't venomous, all right, I'm sure that jerking off with one.
I'm sure that's
Because it's like
fucking a
jelly. It's like
jellyfish.
a jelly, but it's like imagine if jelly was an animal.
No,
all
but
right? And
what
that's what a
stings
jellyfish
is not the jelly, it's the tentacles.
Right.
Right. So if you could just fuck the top of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure if I was stranded on an island
What it's
and there was
destroying your
nothing
legs.
else, and there was a jelly
Yeah.
that came up, jellyfish
Yeah,
that
I'm
came,
gonna rub my dick on it.
fleshlighting it, yeah.
Yeah. It would probably feel great. It would feel like
I
jelly.
want to come with this jellyfish. Now it's this.
Now it has more jelly.
You have a whole market.
Yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah, yeah. All those castaways.
There's a whole market of untapped, ecological, biodegradable flashlights.
Sure.
Interesting. Yeah, you know, well, so Justin wanted to talk about childhood. Didn't you say you had some kind of
Childhood.
Childhood, yeah.
Did you have a childhood?
No, I did.
bro? Well, anything big?
Wait, you do better than that,
Do you
Chris.
have any
As a
I can do
setup.
better. Yeah. So Justin was talking to me about his childhood and something about how his mom would always have rules or some shit for TV.
Yeah.
Is this the usual in Canadian households growing up?
I don't think it has anything to do with Canada, but my mom had very strict, like, TV rules. I was only allowed to watch 3 shows per day.
3.
3. And
That's weird.
yeah, like, and she only let me watch certain shit. Like The Simpsons was like way out of the question.
What age are
Well,
we
yeah,
talking
what
about?
age are you?
Oh, super young, like 5.
Okay.
But
Of course you can't watch The Simpsons. You're
How
five.
many TV stations did you guys have in Canada? Like 2?
all of the American ones.
You remember watching TV at 5?
Yeah. I remember a bunch of shit when I was 5. I remember finding a porno mag.
You were 5?
Yeah, something like that, 5 or 6.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well, because you guys know this. My mom died when I was 8, so it's like a big kind of turning point. I remember a bunch of shit before then. I don't know specifically.
I wonder, do you think that you remember more because of the stories that have been told? You know what I'm saying? Like
No, but there's shit that
They don't-
nobody else in the family knows. I just know.
Like the porno shit.
like finding the porno mag. I never told anybody.
Yeah, it's not a family story.
And I've already it's not some shit that my grandma's all proud of me, and we're reminiscing about my mom. And she's like, "Oh, you remember when Justin found
Your
Pamela
dad's
Anderson's tits?" And my dad's like, "Yo, shut up."
So what was the issue with the TV?
So she was strict about TV
So
for
what-
some reason. So she didn't even like the Care Bears because she thought No Heart was like evil. So she was like, "That's not a pro." So I couldn't watch anything really, except like I don't know, fucking Sesame Street and Mr. Dress Up and shit like this.
Mr. Dress.
I had that because I was Jehovah's Witness, so I couldn't watch like Smurfs or like He-Man and shit like that.
Because that's like heathen.
It's like devilish.
Yeah.
any kind of
Yeah.
any kind of witchcraft or spirit stuff.
Is she
Right.
religious?
No, her parents were though. So my mom was basically an atheist, but like she
Right.
was strict about shit.
Interesting.
Because she grew up in a very strict household.
But those were-
But
yeah.
like I lived in this neighborhood where it's like called a co-op, and it's just like townhouses, and it's kind of like on its own. It's like its own kind of self-contained little neighborhood of like
White trash.
poor people, white trash,
That's what we do to all white
and
trash.
and
in
immigrants
America.
too, though.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And so I would just go out and
or like
play.
coop, or coop, right?
Yeah,
Like
sure,
chicken coop.
fine.
Immigrants. Immigrant coop. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Remember you were talking earlier about cutting people off and stuff.
Hey, let somebody finish their thought, guys.
No matter how boring it is.
Yeah. No, I'll get to the point.
So, life in the coop, dude.
So I was just a little bitch when it came to TV. Like I couldn't,
You have
like I would
breakfast?
get scared so easily. Like I went to my friend's house and he'd be watching Batman, and I would get scared from Batman. So anyway, I guess the
What do
point
you
is
mean
don't
you get scared.
because it was scary to me because I was such a little
So you-
bitch because I didn't
So
get
you
any.
physically get like
This is like 5, right?
Yeah, like pretty young.
Yeah.
But then so I would get like I couldn't sleep at night because I was thinking about the Joker or whatever the fuck. And then one day I went to this guy's house for his birthday party, and he was watching It, and I was like,
Jesus.
5 or 6.
That's too
Perfect age.
We were watching it because his parents were white trash. They were smoking cigarettes and shit and like drinking while we were watching this It movie.
Not exclusively a
Yeah,
white
it's
trash.
so much different from you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Dude.
And dude, like going from Care Bears is too much
Yeah.
to watching It. It was crazy.
I
Like,
watched it and I was terrified. And
Yeah.
I watched everything back then.
Yeah.
Well, not at 5, like a little older, but I watched everything. I watched anything I wanted. I watched terrifyingly violent cartoons from Japan that the French were importing. I just all of it, just like, and when I saw it, I was just like, it was awful.
yeah.
I saw-
And it's a clown that murders kids, and the fucking kid, his little floaty paper boat goes down the drain.
Yeah.
And then the clown is there, and he's like, "Will my boat float down here?" And he's all like, "Yeah, Billy, everything floats down here." And it's kind of crazy.
Kind of funny.
Wow.
The drain that inspired the drain of the book is different from the drain of the movie. The drain of the book, the actual drain, I've seen the drain. It's like a round drain on the floor, not that little rectangular thing that you get on the side of the sidewalk. So that's an adaptation they made to film for the movie. But what I noticed is in Maine, the drains have massive holes, like huge holes.
Where?
In Maine.
Okay.
Where?
So in Maine, in
Yeah.
Bangor, Maine.
No.
So
Right,
like the drains
the
in
place where
Europe,
it takes place.
everywhere I've lived, have little holes. But the amount, maybe it's because of the snow or whatever, but the drains. So I would see how like claws could get up.
Yeah, clown.
But you can't fit a whole kid through
Or
that
a
drain.
clown.
Though.
No, but if he bit you in half or something.
Right.
I remember I couldn't fucking sleep for months. And I would read my little Winnie the Pooh book to try to calm myself down.
Very soft.
But then I would turn the page and I realized, like now finally I could sleep. And then I turned the page and Winnie the Pooh's holding a balloon. And I was like, oh fuck, it's it again. Anyway, long story long. My mom died and then I got to watch whatever I wanted.
But you're a pussy forever, though.
No, it really depussified me. Your mom dying in a car crash makes you.
I want to know about this being scared, like what? Because I never had that, and I'm so honestly, I don't know if that's
Getting scared
not normal.
from a movie?
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
But you
never-
don't get scared, or you do?
Yeah, I've never been scared because I watched something earlier.
I got
I have, for
terrified.
sure, as a-
And it took me
younger.
till I was like 14.
So
At
you'd
this point, I'm a
watch it-
pothead, and I was like, I'm going to go to Rogers Video and rent that shit and watch it to get over this. And then I thought it was hilarious because I was 14 and high. But as a kid, I would get scared like all the time from shit that I saw on movies, TV.
Yeah,
or if I'm like just like going to sleep and it's dark and I just like imagine all kinds of crazy shit happening, I was constantly just terrified.
It still happens to me.
Yeah.
I remember.
I
Really?
get scared
Yeah, it does.
during the movie. Like I'll get scared during a movie.
I get
And then it
extremely
ends.
scared.
Yeah. And
During
then it,
movies.
yeah, I'll physically react up, do one of
Yeah, me
those.
too.
Oh, like
Yeah,
jump
yeah.
scares, sure.
Yeah, but like a concept of something being scary in a movie ends when the movie ends. To me, that's all. I'm just
Well, to a point, like sometimes I have like some horror movies that touch on specific things on supernatural stuff, kind of get me riled up for a little while after, and also some like natural disaster stuff. I know like, some stuff that I'd be like, it just gives me I get a few hours of it.
See, like
I've never
I don't get scared from movies anymore.
I still do.
I get scared like in the moment, but then like
If you're alone, I think it's different.
the first time,
You ever watch
when you're
Shit
alone at home.
Yeah, it's a totally different vibe when you're alone.
I watched The Ring earlier in the
Yeah.
day. Which,
Today?
by the way, no, like in this story, 20 years ago.
The Ring was
Right.
so hard to watch for me.
Fucking pretty scary movie. It's a good because normally horror movies
That's
suck,
amazing.
and it makes them not scary because they're so shitty.
If they're not predictable. they're
But The Ring was terrifying. But then whatever, I was fine afterwards, and I'm just watching TV, and I fell asleep, and I rolled over onto the remote, and this was back in the day where channels were shitty,
yeah.
and it went to channel 1, and then it was just like crazy loud static.
Yeah. I think everyone's
But that's
got
like
a ring
Poltergeist.
story that's similar. We're like, oh, dude, I thought I flipped the switch and it was a weird channel, and I was like, ooh. Back in
When I was a kid, I saw Poltergeist,
uh,
and then that was the white noise on the TV.
you know
the ghost coming out.
you
of
know
it.
the chick in Poltergeist, she got murdered during the making of the movie. She died. I don't know if she got murdered, but she
little
died.
girl?
Yeah, she died.
But
In the
that's-
studio that they shot, Amblin Studios, wherever Spielberg shot that shit.
The first movie or the second one? Because there's like
I don't
three
know.
of
I've
them.
never watched it actually. The one with the
Spielberg and
kid.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, Amblin Studios did or whatever his little thing. Anyways, you know what's crazy? My growing up, I had in Thailand. We didn't have really TV. We had like bananas in pajamas.
Sure.
Remember that? And then
Of
the
course.
only VHS
Wait, is
tape
that
I
a
had,
thing? What?
You don't know Bananas in Pajamas? I guess you're too old.
it was two bananas and they wore pajamas.
And they were either brothers or gay.
Yeah, I don't know
It
what
was
they
a
were.
cartoon.
It was like
Oh, it's a
bananas
cartoon. Okay.
in pajamas are running down the stairs. Dude. What's the rest of this
Yeah,
shit?
it was a cartoon
I
from
haven't
poor
thought about
countries.
this in like 20 years.
I don't know, but that's how it was. Yeah, bananas. How do you fucking remember that? It's such a
It's
fucking
because it was on TV.
crazy. That's hilarious. But the only other option I had, which I watched all the time, was The Labyrinth on VHS. Right.
I love
So as
it.
a young child, I watched The Labyrinth, which is kind of as a kid, I watched it like it was a disturbing,
Pretty sexual.
very disturbing. And my sister was she basically Labyrinth basically raised her till she was like it was the only VHS in the house, so she was like 7. I was like right? And so she watched it like a billion times, and she was like obsessed with David Bowie and shit as like a 7-year-old. I'm pretty sure it was unhealthy.
I was obsessed with Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah.
Yo, she's
She was
bad.
She's fucking a kid. She's like 15 in the movie.
Yeah, but I was like 5 or
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
Still wrong, bro.
Yo, she's like
still.
50 now.
Nah, you still.
And she's still hot.
Bro. No, yeah. You know it's funny. You always have like you were talking about how you had that white trash friend.
What's that movie?
That
Ass to ass.
Yeah. Requiem for a Dream.
No. Before Requiem
Aren't
for
they
a
going
Dream.
like ass to ass?
Opportunity knocks.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
What movie is that? I've never seen that.
It has a pretty cool scene.
Does she get way naked in it? Because
No.
Jennifer Connelly
I think
is.
it's like Dana
fine.
Carvey
No, it's like
from Saturday Night Live.
it's like kind of a little comedy, but they have this one scene where she sits on this
Horse.
on this horse ride for kids,
Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't.
and it's pretty memorable.
Are we really perving out over Jennifer Connelly like riding a carousel? in the 80s?
No, but
people did for about a year because of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty famous scene. That's
That's
all.
a famous scene of this girl.
I
spent
still
overnight at like a Walmart. Or some shit.
every time I see her, like in Blood Diamond, she's really hot. And then you know what you do? You obviously just Google and you go like Jennifer Connelly nude scenes. And like I haven't seen these movies, but like
Jennifer Connelly
it's like
nude
The
scenes.
Secret and some shit, and like a bunch of movies I've never seen, but I
such a-
know the nude scenes.
Is this a white guy thing to jerk off to? Dude? It's like
I don't jerk off to it. I warm up with it.
It's a warm up.
Yeah.
It's my warm up
Just to
porno.
go.
It's just sheer curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
No, am I weird for doing this? Anytime I see a hot chick in a movie, immediately incognito
Immediately,
mode.
yes.
And I go, this movie cast, because
Why?
I don't know her name, and then I copy
Yeah, you're
paste her name,
exceptionally weird.
and then go nude.
This is
obviously.
creeping me out.
Why
Fuck outta
why
here.
incognito
What do
mode?
you jerk off to? Because I don't know. Because I'm looking for porn. You don't go incognito?
No, dude, if you press, there's a button on my phone. If you press it, porn just will start playing. I'm like, whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck.
You were gonna say something.
Yeah, because
About
like you
white
have,
trash?
not necessarily, I don't want to say white trash. I want to frame it as white trash because these are good people. But my friends, one of my closest friends growing up, I would go to his house as a young boy, like 12, and I remember one time we went there. We were like 12, and he turned on American History X. And we're watching this movie, and it's like my mind is just being blown constantly. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? And I remember the dad. The dad is so funny. The dad's hilarious. The dad came out and he's like, "This movie's fucking awesome," man. And he fucking left. Whatever. But we're like 12, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is fucking cinematic history." It was like the scene where he throws the cash register through the window. He's like, "This is fucking art
Beats
right
up
here."
the Chinese guy.
Right. He was like happy to show us like
Yeah.
the people facilitating this.
He by the way, this guy, I don't know him.
And then
but
after we watched it, we went outside and
He would never let you watch the
and
end.
I put my mouth on the fucking curb. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
Sorry,
So this dad though, he
Yeah.
doesn't see it as like a lesson about racism and why it's wrong and stuff. He's just like, this movie's fucking great.
Yeah, he loved the
this
movie.
is how it is.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
funny.
He never
Yeah.
let you watch the end.
Yeah.
He only saw the first part.
But the whole fucking thing is we're 12. This is
Yeah,
a
it's
movie that's
weird.
rated R. At the beginning, like there was a dude fucking with a swastika tattoo on the bed, and then he breaks the dude's fucking face in half, basically on a. And
You know, whenever you hear that song, the
yeah.
I'm always like, Jew by Jew by Jew.
right, because that one guy
Yeah,
who's skinny now, by the way.
yeah, he
I don't know
lost
his
like
name.
200
He's not
pounds.
skinny.
Yeah, but
He's massive.
He's ripped.
but he was like 600 pounds.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like morbidly
But now
obese.
he's like 290 or something.
What's his name? I remember the Titans guy.
I don't know his name, but that's the guy.
Ethan Suplee.
Right.
Suplee. So I don't know how to
Something like
pronounce
that. He's the exact opposite of Rick, basically.
I remember the first rated R movie.
He's successful as well.
I remember the first rated R movie I saw. It was at a sleepover at my best friend's house when I was a kid,
Oh,
and we were
yeah.
hanging out with older boys.
Now we're talking.
And we
older
saw
boys.
this.
Ooh, older boys.
Rated R.
Yeah.
So it was called Silver Bullet. This is like an
Oh,
old
I remember
80s
that.
movie. Do you know it?
Sounds like
Yeah, I
it.
can't remember what it is.
It's a werewolf movie,
Yeah,
but
that's it.
protagonist, the main character, is this kid in a wheelchair.
No way.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, why are you laughing? I knew because
that's not
sorry
correct.
because I knew Chris would love this.
That's
You can't
horrible.
be the protagonist.
The kid is in a wheelchair, and it starts off with his like grandfather who made him this like special gas-powered, like super fast fucking wheelchair.
Yeah.
And so the whole time you're waiting for this kid to use the wheelchair, and then finally the werewolf attacks him, and that's what saves him is a super fast
honestly-
wheelchair.
I've seen so much like grown-up movies from a young age. I can't remember when I've seen what.
You know, it was cool. It was like when I was a kid, my dad and my grandparents they wouldn't allow me to see anything that I wasn't old enough for, like PG-13.
Oh, they just trusted
Bro,
the rating
when
system?
I was like 9, I wasn't even like. Remember when Men in Black came out, and I wasn't allowed to watch it, and I was like 11, and I'm like, this is PG-13, and I'm like, there's no way that's too fucking. I remember I had the Men in Black VHS. I got it for Christmas, and I was watching it, and my grandpa came down, and he started screaming at me because it was PG-13, and I was 12 and a half.
Yeah.
And this was like a big deal. He's like, you can't fucking watch this.
I like that he's
And I'm
present.
like,
I
yeah,
love
right,
how,
exactly. I'm like, you
how
way worse.
American this is. It's like, all right.
But my mom.
Were all your meals like exactly like the chart of like protein and vegetables and shit like that? Yeah, this is what the
I don't know.
government-
This is whatever my grandma was forced to make for my grandpa, basically. Whatever he felt like eating. Old school, 50s style. Classic.
I watched
Classic American, you see.
My brother ended up watching like shit that's way too old for him because I was just watching shit with my dad.
Yeah, my brother too.
And then he's like 6.5 years younger than me, so he'd just end up watching it. And we were picking a movie. This is before like Netflix and shit, but we had Rogers on Demand, and I was like taking guitar lessons at the time, so I knew this song, "Dueling Banjos."
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen Deliverance?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I only knew Dueling
Scream
Banjos.
like a pig.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I'm like 16, 17, and I'm like, oh, this is the Dueling Banjos movie. Let's watch this. And it's like, you know, this group of dudes. They're going
You have
on
like
a
an hour
camping.
to figure out not to do it though, right? Like that whole build-up. It's so
Right.
long.
Yeah.
It's a very slow-paced
Right,
movie.
and it's just dudes like they're in canoes and they're on the river and they're going camping, and it's like me and my dad and my brother, and we're like, oh yeah, cool, camping, and then they're dueling band, ding 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 ding, and we're like, wow, this retarded kid is amazing at playing the banjo,
Right.
and then they're in the woods,
and then shit
and
goes down.
so I'm like 16, which means my brother's like 9.
Jesus.
And
That's fucked.
and there's a man rape scene in this movie.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
An intense one too.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like squeal like a pig.
There's no Cambodians involved.
Yeah,
by the
no
way.
Cambodians. He's a fat
They
dude.
did bring him in the woods.
Hollywood.
And
This is the woods, not the jungle, so it was different.
my dad paused it. My brother's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, left field.
I'm like, well, son, this
And
is
then-
what we call
and then
man-on-man rape.
Yeah.
This is happens.
And my dad goes, so this is the kind of movies you like to watch.
That's hilarious. Wow, so that was the age difference?
Yeah.
16 and 9, dude. That's a fun age difference. He has the world to learn from you. That's amazing, dude. He's seen everything.
Yeah,
That must be so cool.
like, so I was super sheltered as a kid because I was like the first kid in the family,
Yeah.
and my mom was all strict. But my brother saw everything that I did.
Yeah.
He, you know, saw me got a shit face when I was like 14, and he's like, 7,
Yeah.
just completely hammered and yakking and stuff. Like, what's wrong with Justin? Oh, he's just drunk.
I think my brother's 8-year difference, and same. I'm the older brother, and he was drunk at 12. Just because he saw me
Because
drinking
you
at
gave him a
like
drink?
17 or whatever, and so he just was waiting
I don't
to do
have
that.
anything
you know?
like that.
Yeah, I had friends like that. Well, people I knew, not friends, in Spain that they were like heavily into coke, and then the little brother started doing coke before he was 12. It was brutal.
But he also, is your brother better at sports than you, or like
No.
really good? No.
Usually that's the case, though. Usually that's the
Dude,
case.
my
The
brother
youngest
is
one
like,
is like,
not that he's better than me. I'll never admit that, but he had such an easier time at it than me because
Right.
he got to play with my friends and shit all the time. You know.
yeah, as a
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah.
totally.
And I think socially more a little bit.
My brother's more
Oh.
like, he's more like just good at school. He's like nerdier.
Well, he probably saw you fuck up and was like,
Yeah,
I gotta-
that's
I
exact.
gotta
That's
fucking-
100%
I
it.
can't be Justin.
He literally he told me this once when he was young,
That's pretty-
like
oh, that's
like
fucked.
11. I was like 18, and he told me this one morning. He was like, Justin, you know, like you're funnier when you're hungover, but I don't want to be hungover like you. It was like a big moment of clarity for him. So I was always an example of kind of like what not to do.
Totally.
Yeah, so that's why he's so like straight and narrow all the time.
You're like the older brother, dude.
Yeah, but there's nobody. No, it's just me and him.
That's it too.
Yeah.
I think that's why. Because my brother fucks up all the time.
Yeah.
Same shit. We partied like ridiculous.
My sister's like 2 years younger than me.
But my sisters are more strict. There's a handful of them.
It's different when there's multiple siblings.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
You know, my dad and my grandparents, they were very strict with my movies as a kid. But my mom was, she didn't give a fuck. She just wanted me. She just wanted me to think she was cool. So she would let me watch. I remember I was in Thailand. I was like 5, and we went to a movie theater, and I saw this movie was definitely rated R. It was definitely rated. I remember there was a scene where a man was having sex with an alien. And it was like a woman.
Yeah, what movie is this?
I don't know, dude. I've never been able to figure it out. But it was a scene. Maybe you could have seen it. Maybe
was it a Thai movie?
It was a movie where a man fucks a woman, and then during sex, she turns into an alien.
Species.
Was that it?
Probably.
Maybe I gotta Google it. But it was like it was like 1994, maybe.
Species.
5. Yeah.
Is it good?
Wow.
In a hot tub.
I saw that when I was like,
she's in a hot tub.
Species.
I remember that. Oh,
It's not a good movie, but it's pretty famous. It became a big deal. They had sequels and
my mom took me to see that.
At what age?
That's when I
Like
learned
4.
what a firm
Whenever it came
was.
out.
4?
I saw that in the theater as a kid. Yeah.
Dude, that's not unusual in
But
Thailand.
but my mom was also 23 or 24.
So she didn't know what she was doing.
She was like, cool,
Maybe
yeah,
she
fucking
wanted to go see-
species. Oh,
but Thai people bring their kids to the movies.
Yeah,
they just
so
do
whatever.
like I've been in rated R movies here, and like they have like a fucking toddler.
That's hilarious.
The good thing
Those
for
parents
you
are
about
amazing.
Species is that as you watch the movie, you don't need to Google for the nudes
They're
on
just
display on the screen.
No, but I want to see if there's other ones.
Oh, yeah. Well,
More explicit.
in this case, you would Google and get the result is the nudes in Species.
Yeah, sure.
when I was 9 years old, I was in 3rd grade, and I went to go. My mom was in San Francisco, and she had remarried this dude from Tunisia, right? And besides doing all that crazy stuff, like converting to Islam briefly, she, which is what? Yeah, she did that. And you know how I figured that? You know how I discovered my mom was
Are you gonna
Muslim, dude?
Are you gonna do your joke?
I'm gonna do it. I heard some noise in the middle of the night, and I went out to the living room, and I see my mom like getting down and fucking,
Praying?
and it looks like she's praying. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck? What are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm praying to Allah because I'm Muslim now. And I'm like, oh, cool. Well, can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep with my new dad.
Yeah.
Stupid. I'm sorry. Anyway, but this guy, you know what he did? He introduced me to Vin Diesel. He was from Tunisia. He was a North African dude.
Is
And
Vin
he
Diesel?
loved Vin Diesel.
Is
dude.
Vin Diesel like Arab or something? What is
I don't
he?
know, but he loves
He's
Vin
very
Diesel.
popular there.
Like I was
Yeah.
9, and he's like, we're watching Triple X
Because he looks kind of Arab.
he rented Triple X for
That's
me.
a formative moment
Right?
for you.
And it was. I swear to God, he's like, you see this guy? Like this guy's the fucking shit.
You see this guy, bro? This is who you want to be.
He's the shit.
Vin Diesel, he's
Like,
the
this is
best.
badass. And he loved Triple X, dude.
I saw
And you
Triple
do
X.
too.
Dude, the beginning of Triple X. Do you remember where he skateboards
Skiing.
down some or
The skis.
in the first one, right?
Snowboards.
Right,
Snowboard.
like grass hill, and then he jumps into a helicopter, does some crazy shit,
Yeah,
and
that's pretty sick.
and like I'm just thinking about it, like this is a dude. He's from like Tunisia, dude, and he's married my mom, and my mom. Where'd you find this guy? And then I found out, you know why he likes Vin Diesel? I found out later that dude was actually like 24, dude. He's only 24.
Wait, how old was your mom?
This dude was like younger than I am right now. He was like 24.
So of course he likes Vin Diesel.
Yeah, of course he likes Vin Diesel. I was 13, so my mom was I was 9, so my mom was 29.
Okay,
That's not
big
that.
of a deal.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny though.
But it's hilarious.
but
because
he's
he
the fact
he's
that-
like,
he's 13, talking to
right, because I'm
24-year-old.
thinking this, like in my
He's
head.
railing his mom.
Right, because like
Yeah.
the whole time I'm thinking.
Yeah.
No, but I'm thinking like.
I hate that shit
But I'm like,
in
oh,
life,
this is
man.
a grown man. Like my whole life, I'm like, oh, that's a.
You think it's an adult?
That was an adult that showed me
Yeah.
Vin
Yeah,
Diesel.
yeah.
That was
Oh,
an
it's a
adult.
guy straight out of
But it was like,
college.
no, this dude was like me in college. Like, yo, dude, I'm banging
Vin Diesel's sick.
banging someone's mom, banging my mom. Yo, Vin Diesel's fucking sick. Yo. exactly.
Yo, I'm fucking this Thai chick. She's got a kid, but he's whatever. Anyway.
And all these friends are like, "Ooh, you're banging a milf."
You know what? I remember one time he took me to the park, and and I just sat there as he played soccer, dude. Like he played soccer for like 2 hours.
Sorry, what's the story?
Just because he's Tunisian, it's weird. He plays soccer.
No, but the point is, he played soccer, and I'm like, what a dick! Like, I'm like, why can't he take care of me? And then my mom's like, oh, it's because he's like a year older than you. He's like fucking 24.
Wait, you and your mom went to watch him play soccer?
No, my mom was working, so he was taking care of us. And he went to the park.
So you just like, yes. Yeah, that's a good kind of stepdad. At least he took you with him.
Outside.
I can play.
All right, Chris, sit here.
I hope there's a time like where he's out there telling a story about he's like, yo, I used to bang this Thai woman, this Thai bitch.
Yo, her son.
I used to take her son out.
He was such a fucking fag.
And one time I was playing football or soccer night.
He was just sitting there.
Faggot was just sitting there watching me. What a fucking
He
idiot.
tell stories about it. He's like, I would
That's so.
Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe he liked you. He's like, yo, so I'm fucking this smoking hot Thai girl, and she had the coolest little son. I introduced him to Vin Diesel, bro.
That's
It changed his life.
I'm a motherfucker. Like I fucked moms regularly now.
Okay.
Like it's been years that I've been fucking moms.
Do you? But when you do you like meet the kid and you go, hey, little man, like that kind of shit?
Given the opportunity, if that's where the relationship is, then yes. But I've also like the first time I realized I was a motherfucker was when this kid walked in, like I was naked in the mom's bed, a comforter on, and this kid who's like, I think he was 5 at the time. He just like, I wake up and I'm standing at the end of the bed, arms to the side, and just staring there like the deadpan face.
And you're naked.
Like,
I'm under the blanket. He didn't know, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" You know, it's like, dude, this is like movie-esque. You know, it was just creepy. If he had an axe in his hand, it would have been less creepy. You know, but it was weird. We were just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then we ended up being cool. And that's why I tell stories about him. I tell stories
showing
about
him
him.
Vin Diesel because you're the Tunisian dude.
Yeah, I'm the Tunisian dude.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you're totally that dude. I haven't ever met a.
Have you ever had like a weird
kid.
question from the mom's kid? Like you're like, why are we having a sleepover with my mommy with no clothes on? like shit like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have him in the room with me at the time. You know.
She's like, yeah, my mom was fucking a white guy last night.
I had
like,
anything exceptionally awkward, except that. That was the most awkward, but it never really...
Was he holding a teddy bear?
It should have been. It really
so
was
sad.
that close. It was that really
How old do you think this kid is?
He was 5. And now he's probably like
I was 18.
13 or 15. Something like that.
Now he's about your age.
So how many stepsons have you had?
So cool. Well, that was the first one and the coolest. I liked him. That was Jaden, and then his sister was named Brooklyn. She was only like a year.
Dude, that's white trash as fuck. Jaden and Brooklyn.
Yeah, dude, she was white trash.
I know you're probably using their real names.
No, yeah,
but man,
but,
Brooklyn, Jaden.
Yeah, they were both like her and the dad was both white trash. Yeah, they're trashy. But no, I love them. She's great. She's the perfect type of white trash.
Did you ever have like you fucked the kid's mom and the kid you just hate the kid like he's a
yeah.
He's just a little brat or an idiot or.
And then when you
I just
broke
don't
up,
have to
you
deal with
told
them. I don't have to deal. I just don't deal with them.
So did you tell the mom that you were breaking up with her because of the kid?
No, I would never do that. I would tell the kid.
Hey,
listen, me and your mom could have been happy if you weren't such a shit.
Hey, listen, little man. Your mother and I are breaking up, and I just want you to know that it is entirely your fault.
Yeah, but if any stepdad I've had ever told me that, I'd be so damn happy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh yeah, I fucking did it.
Yeah,
I've been working on this for months.
I think it was your mom. Yeah, totally. If it's your mom.
No, I think I've always had a good relationship. I just, didn't want to deal with them.
Right. Well, you don't. It's not your responsibility yet.
Yeah,
unless
sure.
it gets deeper.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Those Tunisian guys
stuff.
teaching you to fold a pizza to eat it.
Yeah. He was teaching me how to eat a slice of pizza. He told me how to fold it.
But you were in Chicago. You had deep dish.
No, but we're in San Francisco. That's where we went. Triple X, bro. Never forget.
We're still recording, right?
We're still recording now. We're just gonna continue where we left off.
Okay.
And
just tell that story.
nah, it's not a good story.
Oh.
It doesn't end well. It doesn't end at all. Actually,
Nobody gets raped in it.
Nobody gets raped. It's boring.
It's not a true story.
I'll tell you what.
or
Me
a
and
good story.
When my mom lived in San Francisco, we lived in a really weird neighborhood. And there was a ton of homeless people. It was
Tenderloin?
No, it was in San Francisco. Is that
Yeah, that's
Castro?
It sounds familiar, but it was Eddie and Larkin.
Doesn't help the story.
North of the city hall, a lot of shit ton of homeless people. Kind of by China, Vietnam town, I don't know.
all of San Francisco, basically.
But yeah, we lived in the fourth. I remember we lived in. Dude, I remember the first. All right, so check this out. I remember my mom when she first moved to San Francisco. I was in like second grade or something, and then I went to visit her, and I go into her apartment. Right, she picks me up at the airport. We go to her apartment, and she's sleeping on the floor with like 9 other Asian women, dude, and they're all just like arrived freshly from Asia.
Jesus.
And they all have like crazy jobs in restaurants or fucking
Massage
warehouses
parlors.
and shit. Massage parlors. Yes. Just a rub and tug. It was a rub and tug.
What
So,
was your mom's job?
Hey, right, so
Rub and tug.
So
Yeah.
I'm literally living with my mom for like, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks. In this, basically on the floor, surrounded by these
Sorry, how
strange-
old are you?
8 or 9.
32.
But so you've been living with
9.
like your grandma and grandpa,
Right, in a house. Like
in
their
a house,
in the suburbs.
living like a normal American, and then
Right.
all of a sudden you're in this apartment in San Francisco with like 9 Asian women,
Right. And my mom,
fresh off all of them
all
tied.
fresh off the boat, yeah. And
What
my
year
sister
is
was there
that?
too, and my sister. 99,
Okay.
98.
Sorry, carry on
Yeah,
though.
dude.
Okay, so what? Yeah,
And
were you taking notes? Because that is a culture shock.
yeah, it's weird, but you know what's crazy? Like I didn't even think of it like I'm like, oh, like I was like,
who
oh,
I am.
mom's broke. Like, yeah, well, mom's poor. Like, yeah, I knew that. Mom's really poor. Wow, like mom must have a ton of money. Like she's sleeping on the floor. It was, but I didn't think it was. I didn't see it as bad. I just thought I was like, oh well,
That's
they're
normal.
It's your
they're,
reality.
they're doing what they fucking have to do to fucking
dude.
to be here. And like in my, because in my head it's also like, well, if they lived in Thailand, like shit wouldn't be that much different. Like it would be a bunch of adults. That's how Thai people sleep. Like everyone sleeps in a room. Thai people sleep really weird, actually.
They
Like,
sleep
the
as families. Yeah.
Right, they sleep as. I remember growing up, I would come out here as like a 21-year-old. No, I was talking. I'd be sleeping in the fucking. But no,
Because they don't have
some
rooms,
families
I
do
guess.
that. But I remember I would sleep in the bed with my sister, my mom, and
Your grandma and shit.
like no, my grandma was in another house. But sometimes like my sister and my mom would go sleep there, and I would stay home and fucking fuck a Barbie doll or some shit in his mouth or whatever the fuck kids, whatever kids do nowadays. And
I mean, whatever you used to do back in
right,
the day.
right.
Hey, come
That's-
on, man.
but that's not the main
you
focus.
You didn't fuck Barbie dolls,
Yeah,
dude.
but it's such a
if
weird
you're
thing. How weird is that though? To sleep next
There was-
to your
when
I ripped
was-
heads off of Barbie.
If I was 12 or 13,
Okay,
there were
that's where we're
times
different.
when I'd see inanimate objects in my house and be like, "Oh, wait till nobody's around."
I'm gonna fuck that thing.
I'm gonna fuck that whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I did it to
Horrible.
make my neighbor's sister cry.
Is that how it is in Canada or Spain? Do families sleep with each other till they're like
No,
30?
no, not at all.
Everybody has their own.
We have our own rooms and stuff. But Thai people, it's even if they're not poor, it's normal to just like
Yeah.
like sometimes when Fa's mom is over, she'll go like sleep in the other room with her mom,
Yeah.
and it's like not weird.
Right, it's like a
that's
room.
how they
It's
roll.
like a room for sleeping, and then a room for living, and then like a room for.
They also
eating.
just like nap around each other all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Like I told you about that one time. So Fa's, it was like Fa's graduation. So her parents, but her aunts and uncles, just a bunch of her family were just over. And I went to stay with my buddy because I was like, there's too many people. We have a pretty small apartment, and there's like 10 people staying over. But I had to go over to pick up my hockey shit. And I walk in, and there's just like, the TV is just blaring.
Of course.
And it's like playing like ding, 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 like that kind of, and like some stupid game show. And then there's like 2 old ladies passed out, like just sleeping on these straw mats with like these like kind of blankety things around them.
Yeah.
And then there's just like a naked boy, just kind of standing there with
Yes.
a giant mug full of red Fanta,
Yes.
and he's got an Angry Birds T-shirt on,
Yes.
and he's naked from the waist
Yes.
down.
And that boy was me.
And there's a bunch of like fish and other seafood just on the
Of course,
table.
yeah.
And I walk and I was like, whoa, this is intense. And like, these are my in-laws. Oh, the in-laws
That's
are in
amazing.
town.
That's so fucking hilarious.
Dude, just the funniest thing is just the naked boy.
He's just
But he had a shirt on.
Down.
Yeah.
From
No,
the
that's the
bottom
classic.
down, and he had a red Angry Birds
Right.
t-shirt on. It's like sports material,
Right.
and then just a giant mug full of red Fanta.
Classic Thai family
Yeah,
function.
and old people sleeping is.
Yeah, dude. We
Yeah.
had
and then everybody's like, "Oh, gin cow," and I was like,
Again,
"Im Lao Cup,
my
Bai Len Hockey Nam Kang," and
my-
they're like, "Oh, hoy."
my aunt has
I know.
my aunt. So I have family that lives here, right? So like my aunt, and I have an aunt and a cousin and a grandma. These are the only 3 relatives I know about, and my other aunt. All right, so these 4 ladies are the only relatives I know in Bangkok, and my mom's there too. So five.
The list
5
keeps
girls.
growing.
Right. So, but 5. I have 5. My mom, my 2 aunts, my grandma, and my cousin.
Okay.
Right.
And your sister.
She's not here though. Right. And then I go to like a family party because they're blessing the house or something. So she invites a bunch of monks over, and then like monks like sit around in the big living room and chant a bunch of shit, and I have to sit there and
Well, woman, when the time called me, gonna be keeping you on. I got the right temperature to shelter you from the
Exactly.
storm.
And then
And I got the right tactics to turn you on.
But I hate it because like there's like okay, so there's us 5, but then there's like 30 other relatives that are like just so old and ancient Asian ladies and ancient Asian people, and they're like 4th and 5th cousins.
And you don't know who they are.
And Asia's super crazy because like no one keeps track of like how the fuck everyone's related to each other.
Yeah.
But this is supposedly like my great aunt's younger brother's fucking whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, just these weird relations, and like I don't know. They all know my mom, so they're like they know me, and I'm like a 10 feet taller than everybody. Everyone's a midget, and I realize it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, is it?
It is though. It is.
they know you not because you're your mom's son. It's because you're
the one
big,
white guy.
giant half
I'm the
white
one-
freak,
the big
that
fucking
walks
white
in,
man.
going around, whatever, just saying it yourself.
Whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
Like,
So
Right.
you must speak Thai kind of retarded,
Yeah, of course.
right? 'Cause you gotta-
Yeah, of course. And they think I'm retarded, and they're like, oh, like the guys are just like, oh, and like fucking.
Oh, boxing,
whatever.
boxing.
And like, and they're like, they wanna like, I don't know. They're like fucking like, yo, I'm related to this dude. Like, this is crazy because it's like, I'm like, it's the I'm ashamed. It's not shame, but it's just like, yo, who the fuck? I'm like, mom. She's like, no, Chris, you can't go. You have to stay here. This is your family. I'm like, mom, I don't know anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I've never seen any of these people fucking ever. Who are these people? And she's like, yup, you don't know fucking, this is your great grandma's fucking cousin. I'm like, I don't fucking give a fuck. Like, I don't give
Dude,
a fuck.
I end up in these situations
Go
with Va
home.
too, where I'm meeting like her family,
It's such a big dumbass
and then
family.
like so we're just like sitting playing cards, and like she doesn't explain shit to me.
Right. I have
She
no
never
idea.
explains anything to me, and like now there's like 18 people in this one little room, and everybody's playing cards and telling stories and yelling and shit in Thai.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, who the fuck?
Yeah, who the fuck
Who is
are you,
anybody?
Dude, it's
But
like
it's
that.
kind of dope though how Thai people really care and like take care of their families, especially old people. Like when people get old, their kids just actually like just move in with them, or they move in with their kids, and it's a whole like generational thing instead of what we do, where we just like ship them off to an old folks' home and forget about
Right.
them.
But it's so isn't it interesting how like how fucking loud Thai people are when they get together and shit?
Yeah, they party.
I'm like, yo, you guys are supposed to be like 100 years old. Like, why are you guys making noises and shit? I thought you guys were dead. This is stupid.
Yeah, if you think like,
This is dumb.
but like if you think we talk over each other and yell during this podcast, like a hangout of Thai people.
Right, like, what are you guys talking about? It's so fucking important. Anyways,
Why
shut
is it
the
gotta be
fuck
so
up.
loud?
Why is it so
And the
loud?
other thing Fa does, she'll ignore. I'll be like, yeah. So anyway, and then she'll just like respond to something she heard, and then just like yell some shit in Thai, like hey.
So Thai.
And then like, sorry, what were you saying? I don't give a fuck. Hello.
I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's kind of how French Canadians are, though, in a weird way. Like,
Yeah.
we get just loud and like just rambunctious. I imagine Puerto Ricans are kind of
I thought you
similar.
were going to say
What
rapacious.
does that mean?
It's not an insult.
I know.
Like,
You know it's
Yeah,
true.
I think anybody, honestly, I think we all come from the same probably socioeconomic situations. So I think that's where it is.
So everyone's
you know?
just
Maybe,
Because
yeah.
I've hung out with the more posh
Everyone's
people
trash.
too, and they're all like boring. You know,
Yeah.
it's not as party or
in
festive.
Right.
in
Oh,
Spain,
tell us about that. Yeah.
Well, in
please,
Spain, people are very noisy. And
Yeah,
posh
obviously.
people are as noisy as less posh people. Because when I'm in Madrid, in my old grandparents' neighborhood, it's a very posh neighborhood, but there's plenty of bars. And when it's a weekend day, like a Saturday or a Friday afternoon, but early, I'm talking maybe like 3 p.m. or something. Like you have like the whole sidewalk of an entire street is just like full of posh people, just like being loud and getting drunk. And then when I'm in other parts of Spain, the people are just more. It's just like the moment you open a bar door, if it's cold enough that people have to be inside, it's a wall of noise hits you in the face.
Wow.
It's just and because people are just talking over each other and just like groups just like that's all you hear. Yeah, that's
Although that's not very loud.
What do Spanish people like to argue about?
politics, football. That's about it.
So basically the same shit everyone argues about.
Yeah, if you argue
Politics,
about
sports.
Yeah.
Is atheism growing in Spain?
I don't know the numbers.
Is it?
I think it is. I definitely think it is.
Is it still though mostly Catholic?
It's still
totally.
Mostly Catholic values.
Do you guys still have
But in
conquistadors?
terms
doors?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. No, like people, like for example, I'm not Christian,
Yeah.
but I've grown up in a Christian society. Therefore, I have a lot of my values are influenced by those
Sure.
beliefs. But then there's a separation at the moment of believing in God. I don't know whether that's funny, but
I frankly don't understand how anybody could still be Catholic. Okay, so Spain mostly
Move in a little bit, if you can.
Are a lot of people still Catholic?
I guess. But
Because
not
like
that many.
most of Europe is like becoming less and less Christian,
As
and
it
America's
should-
a
as it
weird
should be.
America's a weird exception. But Catholicism, how the fuck is anybody still Catholic?
Right.
How much more evidence do you need that this is a pretty shitty organization?
Yeah, it's clearly just a money laundering or a money
And a kid
money grab.
raping.
But that's because
that too.
you associate. There's so many.
But those are
different-
Irish Catholics, though.
There's so many different.
No, it's all of them.
Oh, okay.
Currents of Christian
But it's all organized.
organizations
It's all
in North
organized.
America. You know, like you have the Baptists and the Presbyterians. And
No, but
the
that's
this and that,
none of that
this
is
and
Catholic.
Exactly, that's my point. But for example, in Spain, the only thing that's available more overall is if you're Christian, you're Catholic.
Right.
You don't even think about it. You just grow
There's no
into it.
Lutherans or
I don't know. There's probably
Presbyterians
There
or shit
are
like that.
subcurrents. There
Yeah.
are, but like you're born in the family you're born, and if your
Yeah.
grandparents and your parents and you're just
Yeah.
born into Catholicism.
But
You
it's-
don't think about it.
Did you
You're
get
not-
baptized in confirmation and all that shit?
If you are in that type of family, yeah, for sure.
Did you do that?
I got baptized low key by a nun that thought I was gonna die
And
because
go to
I was
hell?
born premature, 8 months, and she thought this child might die. So she
You were born 8 months premature.
No, I mean I had 8 months and then 1 month premature.
Whoa.
Whoa! And then
Dude, he was born as
I
like
had no.
literally
I was a ball.
He's like a
not even
marble.
this like
I was a ball, and I was a ball of cells. No. And then she baptized me like roguely, but
it
it's
was just
not.
a little beat. Yeah,
But I didn't do.
he was literally just an egg.
She took a pair of forceps and just dunked him into a fucking.
I had no eyes. I had no eyes.
He baptized you in a test tube.
I was still attached to the umbilical cord.
Kind of explains a lot.
Wow.
Sorry.
So wait, she baptized you secretly?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, she just
Interesting.
took over and did it.
How did
So,
She just spit on him.
yeah, maybe. Who knows? Like nobody knows what she did because she just did it. But no, so I'm not officially baptized, and I didn't do any of the stuff. I've never been to mass.
Okay.
Well, I have been to some, but just like because of coincidence.
What about those big giant cathedrals? Do they hold mass in those things? Or
Of
is
course,
it
yeah,
just-
sure.
That's
Yeah,
what
they still
they're
do-
for.
they still
But
do
like,
it.
if you're part of that congregation, is it like?
You don't have to be part
It's
of the
not
congregation.
special.
Is it special or
No,
not?
it's not.
What do you
No,
do?
they go
is-
there every Sunday.
Is it the same as going to like a big ass
They go-
church?
Yeah.
The door is open. The door is open. If you want to go in, you go in.
Yeah, but they do
Wow.
shoo away homeless people and other vagrants
And Jewish people.
because stay out of the house of God because
Right.
Jesus wasn't about any of that shit.
We
I'll tell
need-
you, well, New York has St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is super famous and popular and
Yeah.
beautiful too.
Well,
And it's I'm sorry, it's not. You know,
fucking some Barcelona.
Compared to Spain.
And
it's-
that one
sure.
cathedral
What's
in
that one big dick one in
Barcelona.
Barcelona? What's
Yeah,
that
it's
one called?
La
ugly.
Sagrada Familia.
It's fucking ugly.
It's not ugly.
No, it's amazing.
On the inside,
It's brutal. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like an anthill. Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Back
it's
then,
amazing.
that's the only place that had money. So the best architects, the best artists in the world.
Yeah, I'm
would go.
biased.
Michelangelo didn't give a shit about Jesus. You know,
he was
or
only,
Italy.
but they were funding him.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But that's
So-
in Italy. But yeah, sure.
Exactly.
It was kind
But
of like
he was good at naked boy drawings, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why they picked him up.
right. They were like, "Oh, dude, you can make some really realistic
Naked boy.
paintings."
No, anyway, yeah, no,
The
St. Patrick's
reason why I
is
was
pretty
saying-
nice. It's
The
pretty
reason why I was saying St. Patrick is because I don't give a shit about that, but I happened to be there when they started doing a mass, and then I was like, oh fuck it, I'll
Oh,
just
interesting.
watch because I never really seen a Catholic whole ceremony.
So did they-
And I just sat there and watched that shit.
Did they eat any snakes or
They're
fucking?
standing up, sitting down and stuff, and people swinging smoke.
Catholic ceremonies
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
boring as fuck. It's not like
Yeah,
a black,
yeah.
like
I've
a
been to
black
one
church
before.
or any Protestant church is kind of more hype.
No,
Dude,
it's not. It's the
church-
same shit though.
No. Catholic church
Protestant
is
church.
like,
Baptist
and he was
church.
with you and with your spirit.
Yeah, that's how Protestant churches are. That's how
Nah,
mine was.
No, not all of them. Like my English grandparents are Pentecostal. They got fucking. It's really boring music, and they go all like,
yeah.
"Oh, and they feel the spirit."
Well, that's 'cause
like that kind of
Baptist.
shit.
The most
like,
boring thing.
Lord,
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I would go just to see the show because that's
yeah.
But
good.
we're so like my church. I was like Episcopalian church, so my congregation they were super. I went to a small church too, and they were very like reserved, and our choir was all like old white ladies, and we had a gay priest. We had a gay priest actually, and we would take the blood of Christ and the body of the Lord and fucking.
Look, and then you just
No
said
gay
break
priest.
off of my body. No, it's so hard.
And Jesus said to Joseph that he was just like a gay priest. He was a cool guy actually.
That's
And,
cool.
he had a boyfriend that would sit in the front row. He was a bald dude with
Oh,
a
so you went to
hoop earring.
like a progressive church?
Yeah, totally.
He
And then,
was
and then
officially-
after
he was
the,
out of the closet.
and after the gay, no, actually before the gay dude, we had a woman dude.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
that's
not
cool.
that's not
That's
Catholic
cool.
at all.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's still not like.
she was a lesbo, bro, and I was
The
like
most-
14, and I was so curious about that. I'm like, what's that like? I'm asking this thing.
Man.
She was a Marine, dude. She was a Marine, and she got out and became a fucking.
She was probably a better Marine than you were.
Yeah, probably. She was like a dude too, bro. But anyways, I was baptized. I was baptized, and
How,
And
in
I
a
was-
river?
I
Like,
was-
did
I was
they,
so-
like put you?
but here's
At
the-
what age do you get baptized?
13, dude.
Yeah, because
Like
we get
13.
baptized as
As
babies.
babies, you don't have a
Yeah,
choice.
I was like a grown ass man basically, and
I
they're
got
like,
baptized at 13 also.
yeah, do you accept Jesus
And
as
then
your
they do
Lord
the
and
whole-
Savior?
You know, and
Fucking-
so a gay priest baptized you.
do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? I'll try to do a gay voice.
You were doing it better earlier.
Do you accept Jesus Christ
do it
as your
every
Lord
time
and
you talk.
Savior? Like, all right,
Do
well,
you-
this,
I don't
drink
think
this-
it's a gay voice. I
drink
think it's
this
your
blood.
normal-
But that's what he fucking sounded like. He
Drink
sounded,
this cum of my
Yeah,
cum.
Liz.
drink the blood of Christ, and then save me a little bit too. I'm trying to get fucked up. I'm trying to get fucked up. I don't know how they fucking see that. I'm fucking being disrespectful, dude.
To the church or to the gay dude?
To gays. Fuck the church.
My most boring Catholic experience was at a
Fuck
wedding
the church.
in Spain, where it just went on and on and on. The priest just kept doing like sermons
Right.
of the most monotone tone
Right.
in the world.
But that's like-
And the blood of the anti the blood.
Et avec votre esprit.
Yeah,
that's
and
like-
but then the thing is that wedding was like from a big family, so it was like maybe 200-300 guests that were all dying to eat. So
Right.
because it started at 11 or something, and it went on for like 3 or 4 hours, and people were just like get me the hell out of here.
And it's rude
Right.
to go like, hey,
And at
father.
some-
Right, no one's flashing him
And
like,
at
Yeah,
some
yeah,
point-
he's not
At
getting the
some point,
light.
somebody has
Right.
to do it, right?
No. And at some point, they had the thing where they give the wafers thing.
Right.
Yeah.
The body
And I was like,
of
and
Christ, the
so
body
I
of
queued
Christ.
up. I was like, I'm too hungry. I'm not Catholic, but I'm eating whatever food there is. So I went, I took the thing, and then my friend who was like, I'm hungry too. He started to queue, and his mom, who they're not Christian either. His mom was like, Miguel, and it's just like she made a scandal. He took him out, whatever. It's kind of funny.
It's not like this bread has any nutritional value.
Right.
Dude, it was something that stopped the acid, the ulcer from form. Like I was just dying.
I went to public. My family's not Catholic. Like my dad's kind of Catholic. I don't even know if he was baptized because we're French. All French Canadians are like in some way Catholic, but they don't give a fuck. They go to church like once a year, maybe. My mom's family's like mad religious, But because of that, she was basically just not religious at all. But for some reason, I got sent to a public Catholic school. We have these in Canada.
Probably they thought it was better. That happens on Long Island too.
Yeah.
I just think it's a better school.
Yeah, it is
Like a
in a
private
way
school, basically.
because it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, but it's public.
But you
though.
said public, right?
It's there's like the public, and then
They
the
get
Catholic.
money. They get extra money.
Yeah, and also like
better
weirdly,
baseball team.
You get to learn about Jesus.
But they have a selection.
it's a
process,
weird
like-
thing like where it kind of like weeds out immigrants and makes it
That's
kind of a
totally-
more
sure.
quality school.
Interesting.
Like you get Christian immigrants,
Yep.
but you don't get all the other
You
ones.
like Filipinos and
You
shit.
don't get many Alejandros or Tyrones.
well,
You don't get me.
no, we get like
Taequasias.
no a lot of black people, a lot of like Christian Arabs, but that's pretty much you don't get like Somalians or Asians or anything. But anyway, that's besides the point. But I wasn't baptized, and I went to a really small elementary school, and we had all these like Catholic ceremonies, like first communion, first confession,
Wow,
shit
that's
like
weird.
this. And like, this isn't gonna be funny probably, but like, first confession, they told us they were like, you need to
We're
think
gonna
about.
fuck you later.
Yeah.
Here's a confession
Yeah.
for you.
That's fucking, yeah. They
All
were
right, just so
very
you know.
upfront.
Yeah, right.
But like, so they told us they were like, think about.
So stupid.
I'm tired.
Yeah. They were like, think about everything you've done wrong, and then you need to tell the priest one of these things for your confession.
So you got
And
overwhelmed.
well, I was like, I've done a million things that are wrong, but I immediately I was
Keep
like,
it juicy.
no, I was like,
Thank you, Father McGinnis. Yeah.
Right.
Just like my pants off. Just like let's say something.
Yeah, I never understood
good way to-
confession, dude.
Confession
Confession
was
was
the stealing bullshit. Something about your sister's pants.
I don't like this grid in the middle. Just come down to your side. Just like-
so one time I was with my uncle, and he brought me down to the basement, and then he's like, "Tell me more, son." So he brought me down to the basement, and he just showed me a book. It's like, come on, speed up over here.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice one.
The
Yeah.
book had
Christian
images.
Weirdos. I had I don't know. I was an altar boy actually at my church.
But not at a Catholic church. With a
Yeah.
See, this is why this came up during another podcast. And
Did it?
Yeah, I think so. And you didn't get raped.
No.
And we were like, that's weird. But we didn't realize it because it's not Catholic. Because you're
Right.
with a priest who's gay and has a husband,
Yeah, I didn't
and he's
even know
not,
that
and
they-
it's fine. Or the lesbian or whatever. They don't fuck kids. The only church.
what's the point of being
the
an altar
only
boy then?
church
What the
that
fuck?
fucks kids is the Catholic
No.
church. And
Dude, you
the
gotta look at it like honestly. there's
Oh,
a huge
the
excess of
Mormons and-
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh,
dude.
that too, yeah.
I know it's
Also
because
the
I'm
Buddhists.
aware of it because of
the Buddhists.
The more conservative the religion,
The more kid
controlled,
fucking.
the more controlled you are of like when they're self-policing themselves. But dude, the first thing you Google, if you Google Jehovah's Witnesses, the first thing will probably be their paid for website, and then the next would be fucking
Kid fucking.
Jehovah's
But this is more like underage chicks. Like the Catholic Church is the
Dude,
only
it's
one
all
that
over.
that fucks boys like
Right.
to that
Like
level.
it's so weird. Like
No, it's the same thing, and that's why I gotta say it, because Jehovah's Witnesses have it where, see, if somebody fucks the priest, what do? They go and talk to another priest. They don't go to the police.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that happens in all of Jehovah's Witnesses don't have priests, but they have elders. But it doesn't matter. They are so controlled that they don't go and tell the police.
Yeah.
They go and it's a spiritual
They,
matter.
they
and
go
they
and
go to
tell whoever the higher up is that
yeah. And so the police never tell. Maybe the guy just moves to another congregation. He just goes.
So same shit.
Same shit.
So,
dude.
and I'm sure this happens in Islam as well. But
Yeah.
what I guess what I'm getting at though is the Catholic Church is probably like the best
Yeah.
at fucking little boys.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I-
Like
yeah.
they
Well,
gotta
they've been
be.
doing it.
They
They're
gotta
OGs.
be.
They're
Yeah,
OGs.
yeah. They started this gangster shit.
Sure.
These are motherfucking things we get.
Yeah.
Yo, I've never understood like all the little boys in the choir singing and like, oh, this is what heaven sounds like. A bunch of little boys.
And then the priest is like, oh.
Like this is like, all right, this is totally just a place to like jerk off to little kids. Like it's
the-
so
but I mean, I
like
think
what is
if
all
an
this?
alien came to the planet Earth and like
Seriously, it's
observed it,
so,
it'd be like, so okay, so you guys do this to fuck boys, right?
right, yeah,
Right.
right.
This
Like,
is what the whole
this
thing is
what it
about.
But to me, like I mean,
the whole thing is
when I say
At least Arabs just keep it out on Thursday.
it's okay when I say that I understand. I don't mean that I accept. I mean, I can sort of understand the process of creating a criminal enterprise that's a scam to have sex with little boys and bring them in.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is once you get caught, how come these guys can just be moved and not be sent to jail that easily?
Yeah.
All these legal layers that how have they convinced governments to
money,
protect-
money.
Yeah, but how is this still
before they didn't
standing?
know.
How is
Church
this
money.
still
Before
working?
they didn't know because it wouldn't cross over from their world into the public world, right?
Yeah.
But now with the internet and more people being vocal, now you're getting to see it more.
But is there legislative change?
Yo, how
Yes,
is
there-
yes. That's also one of the things. Like,
Are they losing protection?
at least in America, they
But the
have-
Vatican is a sovereign nation, right?
So that's my point. Is
yeah.
it doesn't matter. It should be like.
The UN should be on this shit.
But that's my point.
Like-
it shouldn't be. You can't just be we'll just move him. It's like no,
Yeah, like-
he's staying here and he's going to jail, and that's what's
Like
happening.
this
It
is
shouldn't be
this
any-
is semi-related to boy fucking, but it's more just like fucking up people in general.
Stick to the juicy parts.
yeah, dude, boring.
It's like I don't want to hear about girls. If you're gonna fuck a kid, you might as well go all out. But in Canada,
You go ahead. No,
because
I know.
like don't do it halfway and fuck a girl. That's don't be a fag. Come on, this has got to be left out. But
I don't know.
Hey, fuck a girl.
yeah, exactly. No, fuck a boy.
horrible.
It's more
Yeah,
hardcore.
that's what I meant.
It's more gangster.
Yeah.
Right, but I think pedophilia is not. I mean, maybe it was a cause, but it's definitely become.
It's a byproduct,
It's a byproduct,
for sure.
exactly. That's a byproduct.
I saw this documentary called I forget what the fuck, but it talks about how priests are so like becoming a priest makes you a fucked up person psychologically. It like retards you in your sexual maturity. Like if you plan to become a priest and then you're just like in the priesthood and you're supposed to be a virgin your entire life, you never get any like sexual experiences with anybody, and you're an adult virgin, then there's this weird psychological thing that happens to you where you see children as like your equals sexually because they kind of are, because you've never had any experience with anybody. So that's what turns them into.
Justin, we're all children of the
That
Lord,
could-
though.
Yeah.
That could be, but I mean, at least because again, I'm only
We're all
talking about
children of
personal
God.
experiences and knowledge of the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're just more, at least for that system, they're. It's easier for predators to exist in that.
Yeah, 100%. And they take full advantage of it. And then the worst thing is that the authorities know that it's happening and hear about it. And either they're sympathetic, they're like, oh, yeah, that's a good story. Or they go like, they want to save face, they don't want to lose money, they don't want... It's like God is so. It's like it's
They don't
more
wanna go-
important.
they don't wanna-
The institution is more important than the kids.
individual. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't want to go to hell.
And it's
either.
starting to change, but it's
Slowly,
super slow.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
wanna
I mean, like
sad.
in Europe, people are mostly like they don't say they're atheists or anything, but they're a-religious.
yeah.
They're secular, and it's happening more and more in America and in all Western countries.
But you know what's crazy? In another time period, we would have probably been pretty awesome priests, you know, because they have to like think about a church service. It's like a one-man show basically.
It's kind of stand-up.
And then it is stand-up, and then like when you're doing a sermon, that's like your chance to fucking
had a good
kill.
set,
You have
yeah.
a good set. That's your chance to fucking destroy.
Yo, but it's
to
bullshit
crush.
though, because there's a captive audience, so they always pretend. You never get better because they always say like, "Oh yeah, Father, that was really
Yeah. Like
you
at the
killed
end
it."
though, like at the end.
Well,
he
if
gets
they
all
don't
this-
laugh, they're sinning. So, like,
Well,
you
like,
better start laughing right now.
A priest gets to just stand there as little boys sing, and he's like, "Oh Jesus," and fucking
he's
like,
got a
it's
wicked
just,
boner.
Like, dude, he's like so gay, like gonna fuck kids. Later.
We'd be more
For
like
sure.
more like jesters than
medieval
like
times?
than priests.
I don't know. You'd be a priest, dude. I'd
Yeah.
be a jester.
Yeah, of course I'd be a priest.
I don't know.
How else am I
Well,
gonna get these boys?
That's an altar boy.
I would just be the jester that fucks kids. Dude,
Rick said he'd stay an altar boy.
You'd be like,
That's a career move.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be a choice. It's what I'm not in any society where there's gonna be like physical strength is gonna be what dictates what's the dominant role.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not that role.
You
So,
come from a long line of altar boys.
I come from a long line of like
Candles.
just
You are the literal candle at the church.
But you found a way to survive though.
yeah.
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 Where the crucifix? Rick's the fucking. Rick goes to church and he just stands in the back like this. And he's fucking,
Jesus was hung on him.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably get raped, but then probably I would assume that if it did happen to me, that church would end up burning within the month.
You would do it. You would burn the church down.
Coincidentally, well, I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying.
What if it's made of stone?
I'm
Okay,
just saying.
He's doing it all
Alleged.
legal. It's like,
It would,
hey, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying that church is burning
I'm
down.
just saying, if I got raped in a church, that church would be burning down. That's what I'm saying.
But most of the evil shit that has been done since like the 400s, it basically been in the name of Christianity. So every time someone's, went into a foreign land and raped someone and plundered them in the name of Christ and like committed all these evil in the name of Christ. You know what I mean?
At least from
There's
a
been
European.
a bunch of different
European.
perspectives of doing things in
Sure.
the name of something
Right, exactly. But
other than Christianity.
But for Christianity, it's like it's been an excuse to do everything basically. And now the world is fucking dude. The year is 2020 years since Christ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they were obviously like
so
Louis
now
said,
there's just a bunch
like
of
Louis
other
said.
excuses.
Yeah, the Christians won.
Yeah, they won.
Well, it's whenever
Yeah, and now
you-
everything is in the name of, instead of saying it's in the name of our cause, it's in
Right.
the name of protecting us from that threat.
But it's like
But
It's
also-
whenever you get to make another human an other and not.
Yes.
But at least
right.
in Western society, we're getting over this shit.
right.
Are we?
Yes,
getting more and more
slowly, but
confrontational right
no,
now.
but at
That's
least
why.
no, but
That's
at
why
least
it's been
yeah,
replaced.
because it's being replaced by other shit
It's
like
been replaced by outrage.
yeah,
by
like
the
Legos.
general
Sure,
outrage.
but yeah, but a lot of this stuff, like climate alarmism, is like now a religion. Like a lot of
Climate
this
alarm?
like racist stuff, like like Greta Thunberg, like
Okay.
that type of shit.
She's a cult leader now.
Kind of. It's
No,
like
it's because
they've
because
replaced their old religions with like secular
Because,
religions.
She's the new
because people
Jesus.
crave the behavior.
Well, what
Oh,
does
right,
religion,
right, I
what does
see.
religion give you is a sense of community and a sense of purpose.
And like
Purpose.
and feeling,
Belonging, yeah.
but it's beyond that too. Like with the climate
so
change shit,
secular
Well, if you can
religions.
feel purpose,
Righteous,
yes,
yeah.
but when
Yeah.
you make it when purpose, that's great. But when it becomes like your community again, it's not just when you identify more with the community than as a human, then you lose
Yeah.
your own
Then you lose,
humanity.
No, but also
You
the
can
sense
be
of
a
doing
psycho.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
But-
You start losing out the nuance.
But what I'm getting at, like, just for an example, there's many other like social kind of things that people latch onto, but for like climate change shit,
Yeah.
a lot of it is not like, hey, let's find viable solutions. Let's like invest in nuclear power or like make new technology that'll make it better and like make everyone's lives better. It's more like people are sinful and we're hurting the perfect Mother Earth, and like we are polluting the earth because we ate from the fruit of knowledge, which is technology.
Yeah, but what
and so
happens
like
is-
what they're not saying like, hey, we need to make shit better for everybody.
No,
But that's-
and also counteract climate change.
Right.
They're going like we're sinful because we dirty the earth with our.
Right.
No, but
They
this
missed
is
the mark,
but
totally.
this is the
It's
exact.
it's super religious.
Well, yeah, it's exactly the same behavior as the people that will have a lot of anti-racist comments,
Yeah, sure.
but are not actually contribute actively to solving anything
Sure.
beyond their opinion.
Yeah.
But that's been since forever. There's people who actually are doing things, and the vast majority are just talking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. The engineers and scientists who are working on solving climate change are busy working. They're
Right.
not busy TikToking about how, hey guys,
Yeah.
like this is what I'm doing, even
Yeah.
though I have barely any knowledge about it.
So I was earlier saying something kind of hopeful about Western civilization, and
That's
now
doomed.
it is kind of because we're just replacing.
Yeah.
At least we're moving away from the Catholic Church,
there's
but
progress,
but
there's
we're
progress,
replacing
there
it
is
It might be.
progress.
with
That's
something
the only
else.
thing that
It's been
scares me.
replaced by something a little more useful.
Well, that's what scares me though. To that point, as to what Justin's saying too, is that when it becomes so superficial that you're not actually moving it along, right?
No,
So like
you're just
you're
sorry.
you're just standing on your soapbox and preaching about shit without it.
Well, it's not even. You're almost like taking part of the sacrament. Like it's a religious community that you've built for yourself, and like some people have that impulse. I don't know if that's ever going to go away.
You know what a religion is really good at too is it allows you to feel good about doing one thing, but then ignoring the bullshit that you're doing in the other side. God. You go, I'm not helping this homeless person out, but I went to church 7 times this last week.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, how the fuck
so
is that?
I'm saying, so somebody goes, I picked up a bunch of plastic, so let me go, and
get right with
But
God.
I'll say this though, just to be non-cynical for a second, is there are some people who are very religious who actually do try to contribute.
Sure.
Yeah, but
There are.
yeah,
Like,
Sure,
but it's not.
to get plastic out of
But they could do it without being religious.
The
Their religiousness doesn't make them do it.
Yes.
It's they're good people.
They're good people.
So like Christopher
You don't
Hitchens had
need
this
religion
thing.
to make good people.
Yeah.
But you,
So good people will do good things. Shitty people will do shitty things. If you want to make a good person do something shitty, you gotta make them religious.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
then the flip of that is like you got to name a moral action taken or statement made. Could be anything that's good that a person who doesn't believe in God couldn't make. Like any good thing that you can think of.
Yeah.
Can somebody who doesn't believe in God do that?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Think of the opposite.
No.
Can you think of a bad thing that only a religious person could do? You can think of a million right off the top of your head.
And that's why when you say something about them being religious about, I don't know, whatever thing that they identify with, that's when it becomes dangerous.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because they're taking an ideology, and I got to say, there was the one when Trump got elected, and they had the parade, the woman parade. I put on Facebook. I said, "Nice parade, ladies, but who's washing the dishes?"
That's a good joke.
You guys laughed at it too much. By the way, the answer was brown people. Brown people work.
Yeah.
And that's no brown person complained about my statement, but all
White women
girls
did
Very
because they're the ones
On
who
their
have
behalf.
brown people washing their dishes.
They're the ones who have the time to go out in the parade. And I
Yeah.
wasn't dissing it. It was just a joke. But the point is, now they got into a big debate on my Facebook page, and people were talking shit and blah, 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 blah. And then there was a dude who made a comment on there, and he just straight up lied and was a dick just to make a point.
Right.
Right? That's the kind of shit that happens. Where it's just like, just to make your point when you know you're lying. You know
You're
you
being
know
disingenuous.
You're being
You're arguing in bad faith.
Yes.
Well, social media is not conducive to anybody going like, "Hey, man, good point.
Yeah.
I changed my mind." Like nobody ever does that.
Of course.
I just watch. I have this policy now where I don't comment any political opinion. I never get into the weeds with anybody. I'm happy to have any conversation offline.
Well, one
But
thing that I did before I completely quit Facebook was that same on Instagram. I stopped following any account from anybody that wasn't posting their own original content. So any reposts, any
Yes.
people that just retweeting,
Yes.
reposting, doing comments on shit and
Some-
just propagating
yeah.
out. I don't care if you're an artist or if you're you provide me content and I like your content. I want to hear what you have to say. But everything else, I'm not interested. Just this re-forwarding.
There's some people
Right.
all
get
they
it from the
do all
source.
day is post like memes from other sources
Yeah,
and stuff.
so-
And then
wait,
you see-
hold on.
No, you're doing like funny shit.
Yeah.
No,
I
but-
mean like
but you-
political
Oh,
things.
okay.
But you also
Sure.
create memes.
But you also create.
That's
true,
So
I
that's why I
It's
accept
different.
And at least like
it. I like your content.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's it.
it's got good content.
Right on.
Good
right.
content.
And I think if people at least
say
like
content, like
you can
content.
curate your a lot of the amount of information that gets to you if you only
Sure.
focus on people who are actually trying to develop information,
Or, like,
as opposed
yeah.
to just like, hey, like, oh,
Sure,
can you
sure,
believe
sure.
this? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. I have like older friends just from living in Bangkok, and so I have a lot of.
You have other friends?
No, on Facebook, not actual friends, but like so a lot of them are very left wing, a lot of them are very right wing, and it's crazy how similar they are.
Yes.
All they do is do the same like straw man, disingenuous,
Yeah.
like bad
Yeah.
faith kind of shit.
And
Then what both of them do on both sides is they'll fucking like somebody will comment and it'll be like a relevant argument that just kind of questions the bullshit of what they're saying.
Right.
And then that person will end up getting blocked. So then it's like, who are you who are you trying to convince?
Yeah.
It's totally you're just trying to like dunk on the people you disagree with and get your dick sucked by the people you do agree
Totally,
with.
yeah.
You're not
Well, it's
trying
more
to,
about the dick
you're not
suck
trying to
problem.
accomplish anything.
Well,
that sounds like a good life. I'd love to
Yeah.
be dunking on people, get my dick sucked
Yeah,
every
that's a
day.
good way to put it.
But you suck on it.
Yeah, no,
Those people.
I I summarized. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I told
Wait.
him, yeah, right now with social media, it's like, yeah, I'm promoting the freedom of expression as long as you don't say anything that contradicts me or annoys me.
Yeah.
Yeah, please have freedom of expression on agreeing with me or just I'm blocking you.
Way to go, Justin.
Well, are we stopped?
I think you were good.
What time is it?
It's 11:24.
If you can, I would love to just dive. I mean, we got some good stuff, I guess.
Yeah, but
it's up to you
we
guys.
can also
Keep
stop.
going.
We see what we get from this.
Yeah.
And do another episode.
Yeah, think about it. You might get you right. Think about it. You
Go
might get
through
3
this.
clips, and instead of exhausting ourselves and not getting it, it's just an idea.
We have some
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
we have some good
I got
stuff.
nothing to do tomorrow, so I'll keep going. But I also think, let's see.
I can record another episode tomorrow.
I'm down. Oh no, we gotta go to fucking. He's going to Matt's. Matt works
Oh, yeah.
at that thing.
Yeah, but
You should
Sunday
go.
you're
I'm
going
not
by me,
invited,
right?
so.
You should just go. Fuck it. Matt's cool. You know Matt.
But he has what do you mean he has?
I'm not going to invite him to his
It's his
apartment.
birthday.
It's his birthday.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
He's gonna play football or some shit. What time are you gonna start playing football with Matt?
Wolf?
With Wolf?
Fucking Matt Wolf, man.
You go play footy?
Yeah, fuck that, mate. I ain't fucking going, you know that?
Alright.
Yeah,
Let's
I went once and it's a joke. It's not.
Yo,
what
sit
time is- what
just
do you wanna-
double
what time do you wanna
check
do
to see if it's
something?
recording and then sit down if
He's
you
done
can
this
to
convenient for you.
so we can wrap up or
Yeah, let's-
maybe
Yeah, but I
get
mean,
a
in
closer
general,
point.
when are you? When
Is
you
it
break
a-
from like a bracket of like you wanna
Is it recording on top?
after lunch at
Honestly,
least?
Yeah, afternoon.
On top, is there a red
Afternoon's
dot?
good. I don't like going too late.
No.
Like at
Okay.
least I think that.
Hold on, don't
No,
don't
that's,
move.
do you want to finish before dinner?
Don't tell me we
Uh,
fucking
yeah.
do any of this shit.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's
down with that?
perfectly cool. Yeah, because then I know I can have time to wind down before going to work and shit. Like that. I mean, going to my
It's
desk.
just brainstorming. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about,
no
and then
Sure.
That was the first
Just
one.
message me again your address and stuff.
okay, cool.
Shut up.
Yo,
me?
yo.
No, tomorrow I'm meeting.
He didn't record it.
We got.
I asked you if you pressed play something like 3 times.
Oh fuck.
We got 3 minutes of everything.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate your support. Brought to you by Bangkok's weekly open mic and home for stand-up comedy.